What's up, everybody? You are tuned in to the Cris
Ammo.
Podcast, episode 109, Big Energy Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday afternoon. Whatever you're doing, you're at home, you're at work, whatever you're doing. We hope you're having a good day, man. We got a lot of topics to get into. Week 3 of the NFL, week 4 of college football. It's Shohei Atani, the greatest of all times already. Plus some baseball talk. Wild card and the playoffs is coming up, so we got to dive into that. WNBA playoffs are here too, so
Hmm.
we're gonna talk about all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get to it. And we are back. Crystal Lamar Podcast, episode 109, Big Energy Monday. Mar, what is going on?
Yeah, man, not much, man. Feeling different today, so I'll just say that. But trying to keep good spirits, brother. How you doing today?
Oh, man, I can't complain. You know.
That's good.
All right, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about college football first, man.
Okay.
Let's go first. Hold on, give me a second. What game you want to talk about? You want to talk about Michigan USC?
No, you know what? Let's start with the Tire Bowl. Let's start with the Illinois Nebraska game. I would love to talk about that.
Go ahead and kick that off, sir.
Well, obviously Illinois went into Nebraska. Both teams were undefeated. Illinois was able to pull off the game 31-24 against Nebraska. I know we talked a little bit about it on last week. That I even said it. I wouldn't be surprised if Illinois were to win this game. Dylan Raiola, he did look good, but there were moments where I think the offensive line did kind of portray him a little bit. The defense, we were looking for some key stops, but unfortunately they couldn't get it. And then Dylan Raiola, especially on that last drive, I don't know, just certain things that he does that you can tell he's definitely still needs a lot to learn. He is a freshman, so I'm not going to really go too hard on him. But shout out to Illinois, man. It was a really impressive win on the road. I'm very curious to see how far Nebraska drops, if they're going to drop out of the top 25 or if they'll keep them in there. I'll be kind of curious. I haven't seen the AP polls or anything like that yet. So, but man, Illinois, a very very impressive win on the road.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you, man. Just he's a freshman, and Dylan Rayola, he's a freshman, so all he's gonna do is grow from this. You see the obvious arm talent there, but
Absolutely.
he's gonna make his mistakes. He's gonna be a little reckless at times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm right. You're right. His offensive line did kind of betray him, but he'll be all right. This is a good learning curve for him. He'll remember this loss, especially those ones in OT that you had a chance to win. He'll remember this, and he'll get better from this. So it's a good learning experience for him. So
You saw they signed his little brother.
for real,
Yeah, yeah. I guess his little brother committed to Nebraska.
what does he play?
I think quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. I
Oh,
could
so
be wrong.
he gonna take over when he leaves?
Yeah, about to be another Pat Mahomes 3.0, I guess.
I hope he don't. Never mind. Um, well, let's talk about Michigan USC, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it.
This game was a back and forth. It was a great game.
Hmm.
USC had got the lead in the fourth quarter, um, but Michigan just marched down the field at the end and ended up winning the game with a field goal. Um, how did you feel about this game?
I was really impressed with. I honestly, in a weird way, I came out more impressed with USC. Um, Coming out this game. I low key think they should have won this game. I think they did miss a call when they were able to get that touchdown at the end, but it is what it is.
That's what it
Michigan kind of held out. Or you could see, I think his name is Orgy, the quarterback from Michigan, that they're off passing wise, it wasn't impressive, but you could tell that they're to me they're like the Ravens of college football. Like they need to
is.
just strictly run the ball. You know what I mean? With
Yeah,
Edwards, you got Orgy, you have that
Mullins.
combination of the two that can really benefit the running game. I think Moss had a really bad pick. It was a great pick by Johnson, but I think Moss had a pretty bad pick that went back for 6. But I think if look, I'll say this: if the Trojans were to play Michigan again, I think the Trojans would win this. I think they would win it. Um, I think Michigan still has its troubles on the offensive side, especially on the passing game. Like I think they need to be up for them to be, have a chance to win these games,
Yeah,
especially with their defense. I think their defense is really good. I think their defense should easily. They look like a top 10 defense in the country. But that defense, look, man, if they don't have a lead, it's going to be really hard for them to kind of like maintain their ferocity as far as like the intensity of that defense. So, but shout out to both teams. I don't expect USC to drop that much, man. Especially a road game against Michigan. They still have I think, a really great shot to make the playoffs, and this just keeps the hope for Michigan's playoff chances alive even more. So.
yeah, for sure, man. I agree with you. USC probably should have won this game. Michigan, their quarterback has his flaws, but like you said, he's kind of like a Lamar Jackson.
Mhm.
Got to get him running. Let him
Yeah.
use it. Especially in college football, you don't really have to have the greatest passer. If you
No.
got a
No.
playmaker back there
Mhm.
that can make the stuff happen, you can win football games in college football. We've seen it time and time again where quarterbacks ain't the greatest of passers. Tim Tebow, a few other people who weren't the
Absolutely.
greatest of passers, but they were just playmakers. They were gamers and they can make it
Yeah.
happen. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this coach needs to, use that to his advantage, use that read option, the RPOs and all that stuff, and get the best out of this kid because that's the only way they're gonna win this game. Use those running backs, Mullins, Donovan, and yeah, try to get the ball to that tight end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
they didn't even have their star tight end. So look with Michigan, it's also a really good sign for them though. Like if they can keep this up as far as like keeping the running game going, jumping out on some leads, this defense is a national championship quality defense. Look, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So like this team, like look, if Orgy can develop just any somewhat of a passing game, you know what I mean? We're not asking him to get 300 yards, 4 TDs, but if he can give us like, between 150 to 200 yards, clean game, no turnovers with this rushing attack and that defense. Yo, Michigan can make a lot of noise and possibly be championship contenders.
I mean it's not like JJ McCarthy was blowing up the spot
No,
with
not at
six
all. Like not at all. But
sacks.
but look, I'll give JJ McCarthy this. I know me and you weren't like the biggest JJ McCarthy fans, but there were some throws. Like he'll make some throws. Of
Oh,
be
he
like,
had an
okay,
arm.
I see
He
the arm.
definitely had
Yeah,
an
we see
arm.
the arm talent. It was just the inconsistencies with JJ McCarthy. But we've seen it with Michigan before last year. Look, you don't need the best quarterback in the world to win a national championship. If you can just score some, keep the game close, the Michigan can win any game.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, Utah, number 12, Utah played number 14, Oklahoma State. This
Hmm.
game was another tight, contested game. Came
Yeah.
all the way down to the wire. Um, Ended in an interception. Well, yeah, yeah, no, wait. Oklahoma State had scored a touchdown, but Utah had got to stop and
Hmm.
ran out the clock, whatever, and won the game 22-19. Like I said, another tight contested game, but Utah prevailed at the end.
Yeah. Like, look, man. To me, it's the same thing with Oklahoma State, bro. They will always give you a big letdown. It's hard for me to trust this team. I trusted Utah way more just because I've seen them go into hostile environments and win big games against top 5 competition. So it's not a surprising result. Do I think this eliminates Oklahoma State for a chance to make the playoffs? I think it dampens it pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Like they still have a couple tough games left, but um, I don't know. I think it would be a lot harder for Oklahoma State to have a chance to be one of the top 12 teams that make the playoffs, unless if they win out.
Yeah, for sure. And you had number 6 Tennessee traveling to Norman to face Oklahoma Sooners. They end up
Yeah.
winning 25-15.
Mm,
Um, I think Tennessee pretty much controlled this game for most of the part.
yeah.
Um, I thought defensively they were really good. That quarterback for Tennessee, he's really good.
Hmm.
Um, Once they got rolling, Tennessee pretty much dominated and controlled this game, and pulled it out when it looked close, but it wasn't as close as the game, as the scoreboard says. So shout out to Tennessee, man.
Yeah, I was really impressed by Tennessee. Going into a hostile environment like Oklahoma is probably one of the top hostile environments in the country. For a young quarterback to go in there and have pretty much a clean game for the most part.
Yeah.
To win 25-15, like I think that's really impressive. He's only going to just mature and get better with the experience that he's getting with these games, and obviously they're going to have tougher competition. Oklahoma is tough, but they will have tougher competition. But this defense was really good, man. This defense is flying around, man. That defensive line looks really, really good, man. They were getting a lot of pressure on that quarterback, man. I swear, every time I turned around, I saw him on the ground, man, fighting for his life. So,
Hmm.
Tennessee, man, if I'm telling you, bro, that's gonna be a really, really scary team, man. If this year and years to come.
Yeah, for sure. They've been cranking out quarterbacks like crazy over there.
Nah,
So
for sure.
and
This
they
might be
always
their
got
best one though.
and then they always got speed on that team
Mhm.
too. Always fast wide receivers, running backs. So
Yeah, this might be their best quarterback since Peyton Manning, honestly.
yeah. Let's talk about your Gators, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man.
Won 45-28 against
Yeah.
Mississippi State.
Hmm.
It was a little bit of a mixed bag. They kind of did with a little back and forth with the quarterbacks. I mean,
Yeah.
Graham Mertz, he had a clean game,
Hmm.
19 for 21, 201 yards and 3 touchdowns. DJ Legway had 76 yards and he was 7-7.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, I mean, they pretty much dominated this game, man. They put the beats on Mississippi State, man. And I don't know if this will propel y'all, but what are your thoughts? What did you see? This your team.
Look, man. It was a good win, man. This just shows the Jekyll and Hyde performances that we have. We can beat on the teams that we need to beat, but when it comes to high end competition, we look terrible. So, like, I'm not gonna get really too excited off of this. Billy Napier has a 10. We'll win some games really impressively. Like Graham Mertz finally had a really decent game. I still think DJ Lagway should be the starting quarterback, with just how explosive he can be in the big plays that we're going to need for this squad. But this is probably the best our defense has looked, all season. But as again, this is not high end quality competition. This isn't Georgia. This isn't Tennessee. This isn't any of those type of teams. I mean, we saw what we look like against Miami. What I'm saying? We saw what we look like, against what was it last week, Arkansas or something like that. Like, it's just, we don't look good. What I mean? Especially against high explosive offensive style teams with legitimate quarterback play, we look terrible. So I'm not gonna get too hyped up off of it. I got to see consistency with this team, but I will always be happy that we get a win, especially in that kind of fashion.
Yeah, man. Now let's talk about Texas. Even though the team they played was not a competitive team, but it was
Mm.
Arch Manning's debut as the
Yeah.
starter.
Hmm.
Quinn Evers was hurt, so
Hmm.
he had to roll with Arch, and he had a solid game. He had a
Yeah.
couple picks in there that you probably want to call back, but
Mm.
he was 15-29, 258 yards and 2 touchdowns. Um, the running back Jadon Blue had 25 carries, 124 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Isaiah Bond 2 catches, 75 yards. They got talent all around here, man. So it's
Yeah.
hard, this team's gonna be a tough out, man. They just got too much talent on that side of the ball. Isaiah Bond looks like another your boy Isaiah Worthy,
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's another fast, speedy receiver. Um, and then Ryan Ringo, he's doing his thing too. Then that running back, they always got good running backs in Texas. So
Mhm.
um, they continue to dominate cupcake teams. I mean, they did do good against Michigan, and with Michigan having a big win over USC, that win looks a little bit better. Um, but I still want to see them against some competition, man. I want
Oh
to
yeah,
see,
it's coming. It's coming.
yeah,
It's coming pretty fast. I think they played Georgia. I think they played Georgia like this, like I ain't gonna lie, this week coming up, it's gonna be nice, bro. We got some great games, but I'm sure we'll talk about that on Wednesday. But
Yeah,
look, man, with this Texas team, look, I know you even talked about the running back, but they lost their two starters, with season-ending injuries. So imagine if they had those guys as well. Like, I
hmm
mean, you can see they're like double, triple stacked on each position in the squad, man. Like to have the benefit from having Quinn Ewers, a Heisman standout, to go into Arch Manning, you know what I mean? Who I think after his first game, I think he jumped up to what top 10 as far as like Heisman bets. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, he had his first interception on the opening drive, but he was able to settle down. Man, this team is amazing. This team is probably the best. Them and Georgia at this point are the two best teams as far as talent wise. And when I know Georgia had a little bit of a slip up with Kentucky, you know what I mean? But, between, Texas, Georgia, you have Ohio State out there, Tennessee. I don't know if we're going to talk about your Mizzou Tigers yet, but,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's stacked. It's stacked. But Texas, a really good squad. But we will definitely see here soon how great they can be.
yeah, for sure. Speaking of my Mizzou Tigers, they faced Vanderbilt.
Hmm.
Um, Vandy was nip and tuck. It was back and forth, man. And this is Mizzou. Last week they had a little tough time with Boston College,
Yeah.
and Boston College got talent over there. I actually like their quarterback over there.
Mhm.
Um, and it was the same here, man. Went to
Yeah.
overtime. Had to squeak out a win, but they did it. You know, went to double overtime actually, and
Mhm.
then squeak out the win at the end. But this is twice in a row going to get some competition where they had to squeak them out. Now, I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. That means that they battle tested, but still, when you go against it, because I think they face Alabama this year, but
Mhm.
when they go against the Alabama, you can't play like you've been playing. So you can't go down early and try to come back on Alabama. They'll trounce on you. So uh, I need them to clean some stuff up. Luther Burden is still a beast, but Brady Cook, he got to get it together, and his defense got to get it together too. So
Yeah, nah, man. Like, they've had the benefit of this schedule. I think all their games have been home games.
yeah,
I don't know if like obviously I think their biggest tough competition has been Boston College. I was expecting this Missouri team to be a little bit more explosive with the talent that they have. You know what I mean? Like they haven't really been as explosive as I thought they would, especially with the competition that they're going against. Minus the first game that they had. But you're about to get a Texas A&M. Obviously you get the week off, and then you go to Texas A&M. That's going to be a really huge game in that environment. We saw what that
mhm,
environment looks like with Notre Dame going in there the first week of the season. So obviously this will be the most battle tested game that you guys are going to get. And then you guys will see Auburn, and then you guys have Alabama, Oklahoma. End of October and beginning of November. So this team needs to wake up. I know that, because if they go in the same way they started this game against Texas A&M, it's not going to end well. So I expect bigger things from this offense and this defense as well. I don't think they're short on talent on that defensive side as well either. So
mhm,
and then you're not going to have the home field advantage at all times. So
yeah,
I'm very curious to see out of all the teams, this is the team I need to see on the road and how they respond to bigger competition, because I expect this team to make the 12 team playoff. There's no reason why they shouldn't make this 12 team playoff, but they got some answers they need to figure it out, questions
yeah,
they need to answer.
yeah, for sure. James Madison put the beats
Yeah.
on North Carolina 70-50,
Mm.
and that 50 is garbage time because it was worse than that. Um,
Yeah.
I think I was listening to Nightcap, and I think they said they paid them like 300,000 to play them.
Mm.
So they paid 300,000 to get a beat down.
Yeah.
Like, what's North Carolina over there doing, man? Does James Madison got a bunch of transfer portal people from Alabama's?
Look, it could be possible, man. Like, they did lose Drake May, you know what I mean, star-studded quarterback. I think they lost their starting receiver too. I don't know who else they lost on that squad, but um look, man, I don't know. North Carolina's going through some struggles, man, to lose Madison like that. I know their defense has never been top tier, but Lord, my God, letting James Madison put 70 on you, and that was on
Alon-
that, and that was in their stadium too, wasn't it?
mhm.
My bad.
Alonzo Barnett the third, 22 to 34, 388 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Shout out to James Madison, man, for going in
And
there.
he had 99 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground.
Shout out, bro. Shout out,
Yep.
bro.
Two receivers over 100 yards. Man, this kid
North
might
Carolina
get
gotta be better.
he might get looked at because of this game. I'm just saying, he might get drafted.
Hey, maybe you never know, man. All it takes is one big game against a big program. You know what I mean? But hey, UNC got to be better, man. I know they're probably ready for college basketball season. Quick.
Miami continues its dominance,
Yeah.
beating South Florida 50 to
Hmm.
15. I know South Florida kind of got up on them early, but then they just got bad.
Yeah.
Miami is just out here doing what they want, man. Cam Ward is playing at a high level. They even showed the play where they was at the goal line and he told the defensive line, stand right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
they bulldozed they bulldozed him right into the end zone.
Man.
He was 24, 34, 404 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had one pick.
Yeah.
Jordan Lyle had six carries, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Damian Martinez had 3 touchdowns on the ground too. Isaiah Horton had 8 catches, 108 yards, and one touchdown. And Xavier Rushbro
Mhm.
had 6 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So
Look,
they just,
man.
they just continue their dominance.
Look, man. We're really not gonna know anything about Miami until they go to Louisville, October 19th, I believe.
Hmm.
Louisville looks really good. They have a big game this week. But yeah, man, we ain't gonna learn anything about Miami. Obviously, we all know Cam Ward's special, but as far as the whole totality of this team, we'll learn something then.
Yeah, for sure, man. Kansas loses another one
Yeah, it's
to
yeah.
West Virginia, 32 to 28. This Kansas was supposed to be a team that made some noise this year, but it's
Mhm.
just not looking good. Jalen Daniels turned the football over again, another interception. He kind of had a pedestrian day. Devin Neal continues the ball, but
Yeah.
he's not doing that. And the Luke Grimm kid, I like him too as a wide receiver, but Jaden Daniels is not playing good. He's not playing good.
Obviously, like I don't think talking about the Kansas football team is necessary. I think the more issue is Jaden Daniels draft stock. Like, how is this gonna really start looking with his draft stock? Like, it's not looking good. It doesn't look like it's looking right now like he's probably gonna be like a fourth rounder or something. I would say around there the
If
way he's
that,
playing, if that.
if that,
So
he's
he
gonna
needs
have
to
to go
buckle
to
up.
like the. He's gonna have to
He's
go
gonna
to
have
the
to go to that East West Strong game
semi.
or whatever, and then he's
Yeah,
definitely gonna have to hit that. He cannot miss. Um, what's that?
the
What's that shit?
combo.
Combine. Yeah, he can't miss that. He gonna have to go through all that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to booster his draft stock for sure. For sure.
Hmm. Hmm.
Florida State ended winning 14-9.
Why'd you even bring that up, dog?
I just wanted to talk about it and say 14-9 because it's terrible.
Who they even play?
Cow
Oh my God, Cal's not good.
at
Cal's
all.
not good. Well, shout out to y'all first, man.
Um, but let's talk about it, man. Colorado, Baylor.
Yeah.
Colorado pulls it out at the end,
Hmm.
38 to 31.
Hmm.
Colorado still has the same problems. Their offensive line was not giving Shedeur Sanders no justice. He was getting beat up all night. It was bad.
It was, yeah.
Travis Hunter is still a beast on both sides of the football.
Right.
Um, but let's talk about it. Fourth quarter. It's
Hmm.
like what was it like 20 minutes, 20 seconds left, something like that?
No, there was 2 seconds left when
Two
they got the
seconds left, right?
touchdowns. Yeah. Mhm.
He backs up. Oh, he swings out to the left, slings it out there, and what's the kid name?
Mhm.
Webster.
Mhm.
He hits the outside move and just goes in the end zone, ends up sliding, catching the football, and Colorado ends up tying the game,
Mhm.
um, ending regulation. Um, they get the ball. Um, they get the ball in overtime, going down. They go down. They score. They go on defense. Baylor ends up getting down to the, I think, 1 yard line. Running back runs it in. Travis
Yeah,
Hunter knocks the ball out right before he gets in the end zone. Knock it
mhm,
in the back of the end zone. Colorado wins.
yeah, yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on this game, sir?
I'm praying to God Shador Sanders can last all year without getting hurt, so my Raiders can draft him. No, my Raiders can draft him. That's my main concern right now with this team. But like, even with all the shit talking that a lot of people were doing after they lost the one game, they're 3-1, man. You know, they're hanging in there, competing. You know what I mean? I think they're tied for fifth as far as like within their division. They're kind of like jumbled up. You know, you have a couple teams undefeated here and there, but obviously they got a really really huge game this week on the road. Was it this week? Yeah, this week against Central Florida. That's going to be a really really difficult matchup. You know, you got KJ Jefferson down there, Arkansas transfer portal quarterback. You know, they're undefeated right now, so it's another huge game, man, that they're going to have to go up against. So I'm very curious to see how they play on the road with this one. If they can beat go on the road and beat Central Florida, they just got to shore up that offensive line. If they can just shore up that offensive line to give my man at least 5 seconds to throw, look, man, Shador Sanders would be, I think, will definitely be Heisman favorite right now. But with that offensive line, I'm just curious to see how much longer he can last. But we got to see this week. But I'm holding out hope they can get this dub on a Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. This offensive line got to get it together, man. Or they ain't gonna last, man. They can't keep getting these nail biters. You know what I'm saying? Like Shador was
Yeah.
amazing at the end and all that,
Mhm.
but
They need some help, man. Shador and Travis need help, bro. They only can do so much, man.
yeah,
They do have offensive players on this team. I think the receiving core is not bad. I think they're really above average. Their offensive line has to be the worst in the nation. It has to be and it's even crazier because of all the replacement that they put into the transfer portal to add the big guys up front. You know what I mean? You had the 5-star recruit up front, and he's looked terrible. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's the offensive line coach. I don't know what it is. Like it's
yeah,
obviously these are highly. I don't know all their ratings, but some of them are highly touted offensive linemen. And the way that they're playing right now is egregious. They shouldn't be this way. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, they have some talent if they're 4 or 5-star recruits. I don't know what it is. They need to figure it out. But it's not looking good for Shador's safety. I'll say that.
yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
And their running game is atrocious.
they need to get it together
Yeah.
because you leave my man's out there looking crazy right now. It's not
Too
cool.
bad they can't do a trade or something, like try to trade for like Boise State's running back or something. You know what I mean?
Wisconsin or something.
Somebody that their season ain't going right, and you can just trade a running back and maybe a left guard. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that might help. You think they'll ever
Yeah,
do that? You think I know we
no,
have the transfer portal. Do you think there'll ever be a way in hell that college football, especially how it's going more professional, that they would add trades into the middle of the season? Do you think that would be possible?
no,
Why not?
because it would be more difficult to do.
Why is that? Why would it be difficult?
Because in college football, these kids, first of all, they're going to college. So
That's never mattered.
I get it.
Half of them
But
don't
in
even go to
football,
class.
but still, you still got to
Right.
transfer over grades and all the
Absolutely. I feel you. I
paperwork.
feel you.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like NFL, right? You get traded to the Chargers, you just
Well,
get traded to the Chargers. You know what I'm
sorry to
saying?
cut you off, but what about already graduated player? We've seen players are already graduated. They ain't even got to go to class no more. They're
I,
they're still playing. Could that be possible?
I don't know. That's gonna. I just think that would be weird. The transfer portal is already enough, and it's
Yeah,
already got players.
no, I feel what you're saying, bro. I really do. But in the back of my head, in some crazy weird way, I think it's a possibility. I know, obviously, there's got to be some stuff that needs to be worked out, but not saying it's going to happen anytime soon. But
Maybe mid-season transfer,
I
like
could maybe that,
like
maybe
like a kid didn't get promised something promised and he didn't get
yeah.
it. And he's like, nah, I want to go to this school. They promising me to start right tomorrow. Like,
Right, right, right. Running back got
hey,
hurt, quarterback got hurt. You know what I'm saying? I said left guard. I don't know. It's an interesting thought though. I think that would be fun though, low key, a little bit for college.
yeah, man. All right, man. Let's talk about Shohei Otani, man.
Let's do it.
My man is out here killing it. He's 50 or 50. 50-50
Hmm.
club, man.
Yeah,
50, was it 50 stolen bases, 50 RBIs?
yeah. He's at 53 home runs right now, 55 stolen bases currently with 6 games left.
Yeah, my man is out here killing it. He's probably, if not the best, he's probably the best in the game right now. Aaron Judge is probably
Oh
second
yeah,
best.
for sure.
Uh, but is he the GOAT already?
Is he the GOAT? No, I wouldn't say he's the. I wouldn't say he's the GOAT. Like obviously, he's only been in Major League Baseball 6 years now or something like that. Obviously, his pitching stats are amazing. You know, he hasn't been able to pitch all year. I know they were kind of hinting that there's still a possibility of him, pitching in the playoffs. But look, man, as far as like a two-way player, he's probably the best I've seen probably since Barry Bonds, man. Oh, no, I wouldn't say Barry Bonds, but obviously since probably Babe Ruth, I would say. You know what I mean? But I think as far as like batting wise, he's probably the best I've seen since Barry Bonds, man. Low key, I ain't gonna friend. No disrespect to like Mookie Betts or any of these guys, man. It just looks so easy for him at this point. Um, he right now he's honestly helping baseball right now surviving. You know, he's putting more eyes onto the game. You know what I mean? With just how amazing he is, man, and just how effortless it looks. And as I said, we haven't even gotten the great season of him batting and pitching with the Dodgers yet. So we can only imagine what that would look like. But he's trending that way. You know what I mean? Obviously, I still need to see a couple more years of consistency and health. You know what I mean? He already has had one or two elbows surgeries. I don't know, something like that. But man, shout out to Shohei, man. Look, man, if the Dodgers don't win it this year, I don't know when they will. So
We have some commentary on Instagram from Show.
Showtime, show,
Yeah.
show, show.
Mhm.
What did he say, man? What did he say?
He's talking shit about both of our teams. He said it looks like they cheating for the Chiefs. I mean, how about those Raiders?
Look, we'll talk about that when we get to the NFL topic, brother. We are talking about baseball right now. Why are you trying to skip ahead of our program right now, brother?
Yeah.
Just we'll get there. Come on the show, show. What you waiting for? Like, come on the show. Talk about your team. What's up?
Wednesday, come to the show.
Come on the show so we can really tell you the truth about your team.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you the truth today. Um, but yeah, uh, I think Shohei. You know, he's on that trajectory. I don't think he's the best yet. You know what I'm saying? He still got to win some World Series, man.
Yeah, you got to win some World Series, man. Uh, like he hasn't even been in the playoffs yet. You know, he was with
Mhm.
the Angels, they didn't even make the playoffs once. So he's gonna get his
Yeah,
chance this year with the Dodgers. As
yeah,
I said, man, the Dodgers look, especially if he can pitch. I'm not even him being a starter, but him, maybe closing the game out. Maybe middle relief or something like that in tight spots where they need some outs. Maybe put him in there if he can potentially do that for an inning or two. Obviously, you don't want to put him out there and have him pitch 7 innings. Like, obviously, you want
hell
to
no.
save that for next year. We don't need him to get injured in the playoffs, but um, he's amazing, bro, and he deserves all that money he got. He probably deserves even more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Which is how amazing he is. So, I think he's easily the best player in Major League Baseball. I think the gap, obviously, Aaron Judge has been amazing. There are other players now. You got your boy Witt and all that, but I don't think
Mhm.
it's even close right now as far as like who the best player in Major League Baseball is, and it's Shohei.
Yeah, I agree,
You
man.
got a great like Mookie Betts and all this, and he's done some amazing things, and that says a lot.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's go to boxing, man. Your man Anthony Joshua caught
Yeah.
the beats on Saturday from
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Dubois. Knocked out. What round was that? You know what the round was?
Not soon enough. I think it was like what the fifth round or something,
Was it
fourth
the
round,
fifth round?
something like that.
Regardless,
Regardless,
he was getting knocked down the whole fight. I don't know what's going on. And I learned with Anthony Joshua is when the pressure is on and he needs to win a fight to get to the fight,
yeah,
He always loses.
That- I think that's been every heavyweight so far, minus the Usyk Fury situation. Like we had this situation where we felt like we were going to get a Deontay Wilder Joshua that didn't come through. We had the Deontay Wilder and maybe the winner of Usyk and Fury that ain't happening. I think Fury got we expected the Fury and Joshua maybe Fury lost. Look with Joshua we knew he didn't have a chin.
At
That's
all.
been very clear. Anthony, Daniel Dubois shout out. You know what I mean? You looked really amazing. You look like your chin was really good. He took a clean shot too. Right before he knocked out Joshua, and he was able to stand his own. So I don't think this is the end of Joshua. He already said he's not retiring. I don't expect him to retire, but look, man, the heavyweight division is in a weird spot right now. Obviously, the biggest fight they have left is Fury Usyk, and maybe the winner of that fights Daniel Dubois, I guess. But I think right now would be the perfect time. I think me and you kind of talked about it on Saturday. Yo, make the Joshua Wilder fight. It's a better time now to do it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and it was funny even with Joshua, and he was low key talking shit when he was getting his ass whipped, sticking his tongue out. That shit made no sense. And then, Conor McGregor is fucking hilarious. If you saw him in the background, my man had to have money on Daniel Dubois, bro. He was way too excited when Anthony Joshua was getting knocked on his ass, bro. And then the memes of him portraying like the little break dancer from Australia when he was trying to get up. That shit was hilarious too. So, but man, shout out to Daniel.
Yeah, man. That's.
Who do you think Daniel fights next? Do you think he fights my man? What's my man from China?
Zhang.
Zhang.
He called out Zhang.
He called Zhang. No, Zhang called out him.
Oh.
And then, or do you think he fights the winner of the potential Usyk and Fury?
He probably the winner. You better stay away from Zhang. Stay away from Zane. Go get your money, man. Go get that Usyk.
Or fight the African. I want to see the African dude fight Zhang. That's what I want to see.
Give me Makole versus Zhang. I
want to see that. Yeah, that was. And then whoever wins that fights the winner of Usyk and Fury. Because I low key think if Fury wins, I think they'll do a trilogy with that, and then go all in. But yeah, I think those are the two biggest episodes.
Versus Zhang, two barbarians in the middle of the ring busting each other's face open.
Yeah. This just makes me even more sad too about the heavyweight division because we do not have an American in any talks as far as like best heavyweight. It's pretty sad on the American side.
Thank God for the welterweights and middleweights.
Middleweights. Yeah.
All right, man. Let's do our bet U.S. surefire picks, man.
Let's do it, man. You want to go first, or you want me?
Go ahead.
All right, man. So for tonight, we got a kind of a doubleheader. Maybe play back to back a little bit. I got the Jags plus 5.5 against the Bills. Look, man, this is a big game for the Jags. This is low key a must win. So even if they lose, I think it will be a close game. But so I'm gonna take the 5.5. I got the Bengals. Bengals and Commanders. I got the under 46.5. I'm still not impressed with. I think Jane Daniels is still figuring stuff out. He's more of a runner than a passer right now. The offensive line is a little struggling. I know Joe Burrow's getting T. Higgins back, so you got the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase factor. Even if they were to score 30 points, I don't see the Jags, the Commanders scoring that much. So I'm gonna take the under 46.5. And then for tomorrow, I'm gonna take the two WNBA games. I got the Liberty minus 12.5. I think they win that series, and the Aces go ahead and close it out minus 9 against the Storm.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville money line, baby. I'm going all the way. Taking money line. Like you said, it's must win. Trevor Lawrence got to show up, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffalo's winning. But Then I agree with you. I just think Bengals are a better team now. Jaden Daniels can absolutely, with his legs, do a Lamar Jackson.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely,
and spoil their fun.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
He can absolutely do that because the best way you can run on this team. The Chiefs showed you can run right on their defensive line in the middle, depleted.
Yeah,
depleted. Run the football, play action pass. Get Terry McLaurin. Please get Terry McLaurin involved, man. Damn. Got my man over there just doing
Withering
cardio.
away.
Doing cardio, man. Yeah, you trade him away to somewhere. Damn.
Crazy.
But yeah. But yeah, man, those that was our bet US prior picks. If you go to our social media, any of our social media, you'll see the link for the Bet US. You click on the link, you sign up. This first time users only. You sign up, put all your information, minimum of $100, up to $5,000. You sign up, you put in the promo code JOIN125. You get 125% signing bonus. What does that mean, Chris? That means you get 3 risk-free bets. That means if you bet $100 3 times, you don't lose your money. You don't lose your money. And you get 10% gambler's insurance because the site has more stuff on there. They got gambling stuff on there, blackjack, poker, all that stuff on there. So you get gambler's insurance too. So sign up with Bet USA and go make you some money. All right, let's talk about the WNBA. Pull this up real quick. Where you at? Where you at? There you go. Okay. All right. So yesterday or Sunday, we had you had the Liberty going against the Dream. They end up Liberty ended up pulling that thing out 83-69, winning really big. The Connecticut Sun beat Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, Dejana Carrington, I mean, beat the Fever 93-69. The Lynx end up beating the Phoenix Mercury 102-95, and the Aces end up beating the Storm 78-67. What were your takeaways from the first round of the playoffs, sir?
Well, I'll start off with the Dream and Liberty. Look, man, the Liberty are just going to outmatch the Dream, bro. They don't have enough scoring for that squad. Brianna Stewart had 20 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks, man. They just look that it's not even going to be it's going to be a sweep. That series is pretty much over. So Liberty, they're going to have a cakewalk. Look, man, Fever and Sun, look, man. I tried to tell y'all, bro. I really tried to tell y'all. Look, people were trying to say Fever were going to come in there and they're going to beat the Sun and all that type of stuff. Caitlin Clark was 4 for 17, 2 for 13, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. She had 11 points. She was a minus 20 on the plus minus. Obviously, they kind of switched up the defensive matchup on her. I think they put Bonner on her, taller player, give her some different looks. I think it's just going to be tough for them. They were able to put Carrington on Mitchell. Cause that she's a smaller player, Carrington's a bigger player. Just it gives them different looks. I think the Fever will play a little bit better in game 2. I still think this is going to be a series that's going to be swept because I just think they're just too young. They'll get better probably in a year or two, but Caitlin Clark has a lot to learn, and it's just kind of funny that how she just keeps throwing all these temper tantrums and pouting. I'm getting over all that. So, just take your lumps and then keep it pushing, man. I'm over that shit. As far as like Mercury and Lynx, shout out to Cloud, man. She had 33.6 rebounds, 10 assists. Mercury, they kind of started off slow. I think they were down by almost like 20 points, but they were able to get the game close again. Collier was amazing, 38.6 rebounds. Lynx, that's going to be a scary team, I think, for the Aces. I think that would be the toughest competition for them. So I'm very curious to see when that matchup happens, if it does. And then obviously the Storm, shout out to Diggins, man. She got the Storm out to a pretty early big lead, but the Aces were able to, get under control. Wilson, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, man. They really showed, their championship mental. So overall, man, all the games pretty much went how I expected them to go, minus the Aces starting off slow. But look, man, better teams are going to win these series, and then the next round is when the playoffs really start. So, just kind of waiting for these first round playoff games to, finish off. But overall, man, shout out to all the ladies that won their first games.
Yeah, man. In the first round, you see the talent. disparity in the
Mhm.
first round. The WNBA, shout out to these ladies. They put their pain out on the court, but we know that the lower ranked teams are just they're not equipped to beat the Aces and the Connecticut Suns and the New York Liberties and the Lynx. So, like you said, man, we waiting for round two when the real competition gets here and we really the playoffs really start. It's kind of like that.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like that in the NBA, but
It's kind of like that. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
kind of like that in the NBA and in the NFL too.
It
Sometimes
is. It really is.
you
It
may
is.
get one or two upsets one year, but still.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're just sitting there waiting for round two. So that's
Mhm.
pretty much what we're doing. But hey, shout out. Maybe they steal a game. I don't expect the Fever to do it because I don't think they have enough firepower for the Connecticut Sun, and I just think what's her name just can't stand her. At all the people that lead the troops I can't stand Caitlin Clark, Dejana. I know you hate that girl. It's okay though.
I was really, I'm so happy at myself because I was really about to go on some long ass tangent with Caitlin Clark. So I am getting better at that. So I think I deserve the flower of the week for that.
Okay, you're not getting all that. But yeah, man, shout out to the first round, man.
Yeah,
We got
sure.
games tomorrow for sure, and it's going down.
I might even try to go to that game tomorrow. See if I can get off
Oasis.
work.
What time's the game? 7:30.
Yeah, 6:30 or 7, one of the two. Hopefully it's 7.
For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about baseball, man. I'm a little sad right now. You know,
What's going on, my guy? What's up? Why you sad, man? What you mean? Your Royals are in it. They're in the thick of things.
they're playing terrible right now. They're on a losing streak, man.
Okay, okay.
You got the Orioles that's 86 and 70. Detroit, we're tied with Detroit 82
Hmm.
70. We're both 82 and 74. They got the
Yeah.
tiebreak over because they beat us in the series. And
Hmm.
Minnesota is on the outside looking in for that last spot. They're
Yeah.
81 and 75.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for us, bro. We lost last night again.
Well, look, man, y'all got 3 games. It looks like y'all on the road too, so I think that's a little bit difficult as well. Y'all got what 3 games with Nationals, 3 games with the Braves. Braves are also competing for a spot for the wild
Mhm.
card in the National League. So obviously, look, man, look, I think with the Royals, if they want any chance to have I think they need to sweep the National Series. I think they really do. Um, you know better than me. You've been watching this Royals team more than I have. I think the Twins, they have some favorable games. I think the Orioles are pretty much sealed and delivered as far as like getting one of the wild card spots. They have a 4-game lead on everybody else. So I don't expect them to, especially those last 3 games. I expect them to rest some players and stuff like that. So with the Twins, I think it's a little bit of an easier road maybe for them to grab one of the final 3 spots. So I think with the Royals, if they want any shot, and like Mariners are still in it too. They're only back 2 as well. But they got games with the Astros. I think that's going to be a tough series for them. The Athletics one, look, if the Marlins can get at least 2-1 off the Astros and then going to the Athletics, I think they have a really good shot of getting the final 3. But with the Royals, I think they need to sweep the National Series. I really do, especially from what you're saying. Like they haven't been playing good. They need to get it going.
Oh, wake up the bats.
What's up with Witt, man? What's up with Bobby Witt, man? He ain't
It's
middle of
not
the
just
lineup ain't that good or something. What's
it's
going
not
on?
it's because Benny Pasatino injury, man, killed us,
Kind
dog.
of killed y'all. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
man.
he's out for the season, right?
I mean, he can probably come back for divisional round, but
Okay. Because what was his injury again, if you don't mind me asking?
his thumb. He
Oh,
had
his
broke his
thumb broke.
thumb.
Oh yeah, because I was low key. I was like, he can't come back off a thumb.
It took him out, man. It took him out. He
Man,
can't grip the bat. Like, he's our third best hitter. It's Bobby, Salvi, and then him. You know what I'm saying? And that's killing us, man. That's really killing us. And we gotta wake up the bats, man. Bobby gotta take over. Salvi gotta do something too. Tommy Pham, one of these dudes gotta wake up. Hunter Renfro, one of these guys gotta wake up
shout out
because
to Tommy Fan, man. Went to high school with with G.
mm,
So so with the American League, man. Give me your 3 teams that are gonna get the last 3 wild cards, man. Who you got?
I don't know, man.
You sound so down right now, dog.
Cause I'm just like, man, we was rolling, and then we hit a wall.
Yeah.
We even got um, who we played the San Francisco.
Hmm.
We went against a pitcher who ain't won all year, and we
Yeah.
lost.
Mm.
Lost.
Yeah.
But I'm going to pick. I'm going with Orioles,
Okay.
Tigers, and Royals.
Orioles, Tigers, and Royals. I'm definitely gonna take the Orioles. I'm going to. I'm a surprise. I'm gonna take the Mariners. I think the Mariners, and then I think your Royals. I think your Royals make it too. I'm gonna go with your Royals so I can see the happy Chris. I don't want to see the sad Chris, man. Don't want to see the sad Chris. What about National League, man? What's your thoughts on the National League side?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't pay attention to this.
Uh, well, here I got the standings and all that. So you got the Padres. They're 3 games up on the wild card.
Mhm.
You got the Mets and Diamondbacks tied at 87-69, and then you got the Braves 2 games back. Um, Padres, they have they're at the Dodgers for 3 games, and then they're at the Diamondbacks for 3 games. I think the National League wild card is going to be really interesting. A lot of these teams are competing with one another as far as like competing for the wild card spots. Braves have the Mets, and then they got your team, the Royals. So obviously they're going to be competing on all week with those series.
Mhm.
The Diamondbacks, they got a home. They got the 3 with the Giants. They're out of it, but you got the Padres games. They're still going to be competing. Like the Padres still have a chance to get bumped out of the wild card if they go on a little losing streak. Obviously, with the Dodgers, I don't know how much they're going to be into it. I don't know if they have a chance for the number 1 seed or anything like that, but I know they're locked in at least to 2.
Mhm.
So I think it's going to be really interesting, man, in the wild card standings, man. I think out of all of them, the Mets have probably the toughest schedule with the Braves, and then you got they're at the Braves and then at Milwaukee for 3 games. So I think that's the toughest one for the Mets. But I think if I had to choose the 3 that are going to make it, I'm going to take the Diamondbacks, Padres, and I'm gonna stick with the Mets. I'm gonna stick with the Mets. I think they found a way to menace. I think with the Braves, I think they had a little bit too many injuries, but they've been doing really well. But I'm gonna take those 3.
Yeah, I agree with you. Because I think my Royals gonna knock their asses out.
Yeah, if I got the Royals winning, obviously I'd have them beating the Braves. So yeah, so that's the only reason why I have the Braves out is just because of that series. I think that could be one of the key series. I think that would be the key series for both of y'all. That Royals and
Mhm.
Braves. I know you're gonna be locked into it over the weekend to see how that goes. So,
Yeah,
but they
get it
definitely need to
together,
win that
Royals.
national series.
Get it the freaking
When they
together.
when they start playing tonight or tomorrow?
I think they play tomorrow.
So I know the wild card games start Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
Mhm. They play tomorrow. They play tomorrow. 5:45. So that's what 3:45 here.
So I'll say this, man. With baseball, I don't watch it all year, but around this time, this is when I start getting more engaged in the baseball. I think when you really think about it, out of a series-based style playoffs, baseball might have the best out of all 3, out of all of them with the series style. Like, don't get me wrong, I love basketball. I think basketball playoffs are really amazing, but it can get a little. It can get in a sense of like who's gonna win, minus like an
Mhm.
injury here too. With baseball, you never know. Like your bats can get cold, pitching can
Yeah.
get go out, go
Mhm.
abrupt. The just the variety of things with baseball can happen. You know
That's
what I'm
what
saying?
happened to us. What 25th, 2014,
Yeah, yeah.
2014. That's what happened to us. Like we went into that wild card game. Nobody thought we was gonna win it. They would got hot and ended up winning it, and then we went to the World Series. Like,
Absolutely. Like I think we see it more in baseball than we do in like basketball and stuff like that. And hockey is another one too. I
mhm.
love all 3 playoffs, don't get me wrong, but I think this is when I love baseball, man. This is when I could watch baseball. What I mean? Things get heated, cold weather,
Mhm.
all that, just the atmosphere of baseball gets really good. So I'm excited to see the wild card races finish off this week and playoffs start next week.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's talk about John Gruden, man.
I'm gonna let you go.
John Gruden says that he's willing to coach college. He just wants to coach young men. Do you think John Gruden would make a good college coach?
Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know how he would be on the recruiting pitch. I don't know how he would be able to handle the transfer portal. I don't know if his methods and coaching are outdated. They seem outdated in the NFL to me. Um, I don't know, man. Obviously, he's gonna probably get a shot with it with him being John Gruden, just his name alone. I'm not gonna hate him as a coach. He is a Super Bowl champion. He did help my Raiders become somewhat relevant again. He was able to take the Bucks over the edge and give them their first championship. So obviously, he's a respectable coach. I just don't know how he fits in today's game. And then obviously, with the way student athletes are now getting paid and all that. His hard coaching style, I don't know. I don't know how people are going to respond to that, especially after all the allegations that he's come off with the emails and stuff like that. People, a lot of these young student athletes have bigger voices than they have ever had. So he'll get a shot. I don't know where. I don't know if it's Division 1. I don't know if it's Division 2. I don't know if it's small program, big program, but eventually it will happen. And we'll just have to see. As far as my excitement level for this, I could care two shits about it, but we'll see.
Do you think a big program would take a chance on him? Or do you think it would have to be a mid team, mid like
I think
college?
I think all options are possible with John Gruden. He has so many relationships all across football. I think anything is possible. If I'm a big program, would I give it to him? No, I would like to see how. I said I got to see how he responds to transfer portals. I got to see how he responds to student athletes and like the different schedule being around. College is more demanding, I think, than NFL as far as like
Mhm.
around the clock recruiting, all that. Can he handle all that? Now, will there be a desperate big time like big conference style program that will do it? Maybe not like Alabama, but maybe like a Mississippi State. I can't see Florida doing it. I know I can't see like a Florida State doing it. I think they want more like known coaches, like a Deion Sanders and Urban Meyer, something like that. Could I see like maybe a Colorado? Let's say Deion leaves and they want another big time name, maybe John Gruden. I could see a situation like that. Keeps Colorado in the tabloids as far as popularity being talked about. They're going to get national TV games just because people want to see if John Gruden can still coach and how he's going to do in college. I could see a situation like that, maybe a UCLA or something, but I know they just got Deshaun Foster. So it has to be something like that. I can't see like a big program. It has to be like maybe a big conference team, but just on the lose, like they're not as big as like the other ones, like they always like a Baylor or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Yeah, I could see him with more of those like mid programs, like a Baylor, Houston,
Like a
Southern
Memphis, yeah.
Mississippi, Memphis, Louisville, if they're, something like that. North Carolina, they might
Hey,
need.
North Carolina needs all the help they can get. The way that shit looking, so hell, they might even hire James Madison's coach. The way that look, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
so,
So yeah, no, I think it's gonna be interesting. I like. How do you think? Let me ask you. Like, do you think he'll succeed? Do you think he'll be able to transition into a
um,
college style atmosphere as far
I
as
mean, if
recruiting?
you watch his YouTube channel, I think he I think he's engaged on what's going on now as far as the play callings, and he goes to before while he was in training camp, he went to our training camp. He's really close with Andy Reid. They're like best friends or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Hmm.
their philosophies are similar. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? They go about how they coach probably a little different.
Hmm.
Andy's not as intense and aggressive as a John Gruden is, but um probably their offensive play calling is a little similar. But um I don't know. I think he could, with the right talent around. He's definitely gonna have to have talent. Like he can't just take a 2-star program and just be like, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they gotta at least be three, three, 3.5. They have a quarterback, a receiver, running
Yeah.
back, maybe a good defensive end or something. Maybe not get to the playoffs, but can compete to get to a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? And if but if he can do more, then that's just icing on the cake. But I don't know. It'll probably have to be like a program like a Washington State. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that.
Even in Washington, they lost the board to
Yeah.
Alabama or something like that. Um, what would be your interest in it? Like, would it be something you would keep your eye on, kind of
I
like how
would watch
Dion
it.
went?
I would want to see, not on the level of Deion Sanders, but I would want to see what he could do,
Mhm.
in
Do
the
you think he
college
gets a
level.
job next year?
I wouldn't be surprised if a team, if a college team. Now the recruiting part is going to be difficult from the standpoint of of the situation that he got in trouble for, he got
Yeah,
fired for, because
yeah.
he's going to have to do a lot of PR and
Hmm.
damage control. Like they're
Hmm.
going to ask him that at the press conferences. Like, you know, that's going to be the first thing. Do you feel like you know gays and lesbians and all that other stuff? They're gonna hit him hard with those questions, and he's gonna have the right answer, or the headline's gonna be like John Gruden doubled down,
Nah, yeah, nah, absolutely,
and that can
absolutely.
mess up recruitment. Not to say, what I'm saying, 'cause, nowadays, people are more open with their sexualities, and so that young man that you're recruiting, he might be gay. You know what I'm saying? And he might not
Well,
want to go to your college now. You know what I'm saying?
it looked like he need to stay in the South.
Yeah.
Maybe he need to do like a Southern Mississippi or something. You know what I mean, or Mississippi State. You know what I mean. They won't. I don't think they'll go hard on him like that,
Yeah.
unless if he went to like a let's say hypothetically like a Syracuse or like a somewhere in Pennsylvania or somewhere in Michigan or something like that. I think questions will get a lot more answered, especially big markets like LA, like Cali, New York,
Hmm.
Miami, areas like that. Obviously Texas, any of those big programs, you're going to get questioned regardless. You know what I mean? I don't care
Hmm.
if it's red state, blue state. I'm not going to get too far into that, but any big time program, you're going to get a lot of talking to. I think for him, it would be the smartest way for me would be go to one of them smaller programs, build it up. If you can establish that you can win at these small programs, you're going to get a job. You're going to get one of those big time coaching jobs. It's only a matter of time. Um, I don't know if he'll ever get a chance to coach in the NFL again, especially with him suing. I think that'd be really, really hard for me to see happening. So if he wants to continue coaching, it has to be a college route, or he can coach the
Oh,
flag
no.
football team for the
The
Olympics. I don't
only
know.
way he'll ever be a coach in the NFL is if somebody like Andy Reid give him a consultant job.
Yeah, yeah, it has to be somebody that's willing to take the risk. But even then, it still has to go through ownership. And then
You have to like
he's suing the league, he's suing
sit
the owner.
your ass in that booth upstairs and
Yeah. I just don't see any owner unless if it's like the only owner that I can honestly see him getting the job is fucking Mark Davis. That is the only person because he even said that he didn't want to fire him. I think they probably still have a good relationship and stuff like that. So I think he would be the only one, and then Mark Davis is the only one that's willing to go against the grain of the owners. You know what I mean? So, uh, you know, I don't know. Let's see.
yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. Let's talk about Joel Embiid, man.
Let's do it.
We'll go ahead and let you lay this one.
Look, man. Honestly, with Joel Embiid, he signed a 3-year contract extension for $193 million. He has a player option for 28, 29. Look, man. Obviously, the 76ers had to give him this deal. There was no way about it. They shown they've shown so far that they're willing to go all in above for this team. They got out of the being patient and all that. They were signed Paul George. They were able to re-sign Kelly Oubre and all that. You got Tyrese Maxey, another year of maturity, growing. He's becoming one of the best point guards in the league. Um, and then you add Joel Embiid. The whole thing with this team is health. It's all about health with this team. So
Mhm.
I love Nick Nurse as a head coach. I love the depth of this team. I think they have everything to win a championship. I think with the Celtics losing Al Horford to retirement, you got Kristaps Porzingis, who's probably not going to play until after the All Star break with his injuries. I don't think the Celtics are going to be as daunting as people think, like they were last year. You had like let's not forget all the Jalen Brown stuff that's going on, and what I mean, like let's not forget about all that. You got the sell of that team. Obviously, you have the likes of the New York Knicks. You just got news that Mitchell Robinson isn't going to be ready for the start of the season. We got to see how long that is. They have no depth on the big man side. Obviously, Miami. I don't know how much faith you can have in them with all their injury problems and stuff like that. But like look, man, there's no excuses for the 76ers no more. They need to start winning. They need to get out of the second round. They need to get to a conference championship game. They need to find a way to keep these guys healthy. Joel Embiid needs to come in shape, not out of shape to start the season. He needs to be motivated in that. Like, look, man, you got cats like LeBron James that you were teaming up with, and all these cats that shouldn't have these issues, man. So I think that's the only thing with this deal. Can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, this team has a chance to win a championship every year. So, and then with all these injuries, is how long can he last? That's another thing too. He's going on into the 28-29 season. So, he's already 30 years old, I think. So, we got to see what's up with that. But it all comes down to health with this team, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's all about health, especially with Joel Embiid, man. It's really about his health, man. And is this contract worth it? Is it, of course, as a player, he's worth it. He's one of the
Mhm.
better big men
Absolutely.
to ever play the game. He could do it all. He could shoot threes. He can handle the basketball. He can go down low. He can do it all. So definitely, you want to pay him, but it's always same issues every year with Joel Embiid. His health, and he
Yeah.
always ends up getting hurt since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
He's always gotten hurt. So if he can stay healthy somehow, some way, 76ers have a good chance to be in the NBA Finals, especially with the addition of Paul George. We got to see how Paul George performs in the playoffs. But for the most part, Paul George is a good player. He's definitely a big upgrade over Tobias Harris. Um, so we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
And then they signed that French dude that gave the US all those problems in the championship game. So you got depth on the front line.
Mhm.
I need to see Joel Embiid just stay up. Like, I don't want to see him flopping around. I think that causes a lot of his injuries too. The way he be just flopping all, like, just staying strong. But yeah, man, we'll see, man. I'm excited with that. NBA season is gearing up. I think they start training camp here in like less than 2 weeks. So
For sure. All right, man. Let's do it. NFL Week 3 recap.
this is the shit I was enjoying. All right, man.
I know, yeah.
Let's get it over with, dog.
We starting with Thursday.
Yeah, let's start with Thursday, man. Let's do it.
All right, the Patriots played the Jets. Jets ended up winning 24-3.
Mhm.
Um, Jacoby Brissett was 12 of 18, 98 yards. I think he ended up getting hurt, didn't he? Didn't he have a concussion or something like that? Um, Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers, he was actually he had a clean game, 27 to 35, 281 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brees Hall and Breland Allen both combined for 109 yards. Braylon Allen had a touchdown. Tyler Conklin, tight end, at 5 catches, 93 yards, and Alan Lazard had 3 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown.
Mhm.
Uh, they also, as a team, Jets had 17 sacks. So, they got after the quarterback. Like I said, man, it was a clean game from Aaron Rodgers. He's looking to look a little bit more comfortable as the games get on. He was making some of the Aaron Rodgers throws. Is he as mobile as he used to be? No, he's not. He's 40 something years old, so he's not gonna have that. But he can still throw the football, just like Aaron Rodgers is expected to throw the football. And
Mhm.
they look clean. I know it's the Patriots, and I know their offensive firepower is a lot to be desired. But their defense is really good, and it was
Mhm.
only so long that defense could hold on. But shout out to the Jets; they got to win.
Look, man, I think this is the perfect Jets game. This is what the
Mhm.
perfect Jets games. This is what a perfect Jets game looks like this year. A clean game from Rodgers. I think this is probably the best he's looked. I think since coming back, he was moving a little bit quicker. He was getting, the offensive line held up a little bit better. 27, 35, 281, 2 TDs. The defense getting after the quarterback. Sauce Gardner doing what he does, locking up. I said, it's not like the best talent he's going up against, but
Right.
this is what you need to see from the Jets. If they want to stay consistent, obviously their schedule is going to get a lot tougher here in the next couple weeks. So we got to see. But if they can get this game, a clean game from Rodgers, their defense being what we expect this defense to be, again, pressure. If they can find a way to get Hassan Reddick into the fucking door, I don't know if that will ever happen. But if you can add him onto it, I don't know why they don't just get the deal done. Because look, you're only going to have a year with Aaron Rodgers, maybe another one. So you might as well make the most of it right now. Just get the deal done and worry about it later.
Mhm.
Uh, And if you could add him to this, like this team, oh look, this team has a chance. That's all you want as if you're a Jets fan. You just want a chance. If they look like this throughout the whole year, they're gonna win games.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. As long as that defense can hold up, this running game is efficient, and Aaron Rodgers isn't turning the football over or whatever, and he's played clean like this, they could be in there. And we said this about the Jets last year: competent quarterback play,
That's
and
all
they
they
could,
needed.
and they
Yeah.
probably be in the playoffs last year.
You
So
keeping Brees Hall healthy. You got
yeah,
you got all those going in. They will always have a chance to win a game.
yeah, for sure. The Giants played the Browns. They end up winning 21-15. Daniel Jones was 24-34, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devin Singletary, 16 carries, 65 yards. Malik Neighbors having a great start to his rookie season.
Absolutely. Yeah.
8 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wandale Robinson also had 7 catches and 61 yards. Deshaun Watson was 21-37, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jerome Ford, 37 yards. Amari Cooper, who's having a really good game, 7 catches, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Um, Look, man, I've come around on Deshaun Watson. I have. But I will say this. Cedric Tillman had to catch. He need to catch that ball, man. That was a perfect thrown ball to Cedric Tillman. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of these wide receivers jumping when they don't need to jump
Right. Right.
to catch a
Right.
football. If
Right.
you're just running stride, son, you probably catch the ball.
Yeah.
You're probably causing more force when you jump up. You're popping the
Absolutely.
ball up. Like, come
Yeah.
on now. So if he catches that ball, this game might be a little bit more interesting. But shout out to the Giants defense. That defensive line woke up.
About time.
That
About time.
defensive line woke up. What they had, I think they had like 8 sacks.
Hmm.
Yeah, 18 sacks.
Yeah.
So they was all over Deshaun Watson. His offensive line didn't do him no favors. So,
Mhm.
but Malik Neighbors is a star, people. Let's call it what it is. Malik Neighbors is a star. He is here. He gives me young Odell Beckham vibes when I watch him play. Like some of the
Mhm.
catches that kid makes, and just he's an athlete.
Yeah.
Like the kid is great. And as long as they keep getting that kid the ball, and look, Devin Singletary is actually having a solid season. Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
he's
Mhm.
gashing people with his runs. Like if Daniel Jones could just stay away from and be mistake free, don't turn the football over. Unlike somebody we about to talk about in a minute, don't turn the football over, and they have a chance to win.
Mhm.
Like just don't turn the football over. And that defensive line plays like this. I ain't saying the Giants gonna win no Super Bowls, but they could possibly backdoor in this way this division looks.
Yeah.
They might as well can win the division. The way this division looks right now.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody good in this division.
Yeah.
So yeah. What was your thoughts?
Uh, I think the Browns are cooked, dog. I think they miss Nick Chubb so bad, man. I really
They
do think
do.
they miss
They
Nick
do.
Chubb so bad on the offensive side. Deshaun Watson is who he is, dog. He's
Yeah.
not the explosive Deshaun Watson anymore. I think a great game for him is like 250, 2 TDs. He doesn't run like he used to anymore. The explosiveness is just not there. You can just tell it, and just his mannerisms, they just don't look the same like they used to. It seems like I don't know if he lost confidence in himself, but it just doesn't look the same. Cooper, he had a decent game, 7 receptions, 86 yards, 2 TDs. That defense played well for the most part, but with that offense not scoring, as I said, it's going to get a point where they're just going to get tired out. Daniel Jones had the perfect Daniel Jones game.
Yeah.
This is what we need to see from Daniel Jones. This is the Daniel Jones that got the Giants into the playoffs that one year. You know what I mean? Devin Singletary, he's not Saquon Barkley, but he's a really good running back that can get you some good yards. You know what I'm saying? Malik Neighbors is easily the offensive rookie of the year right now. He's easily that, and he's killing all the quarterbacks and all. It's not even close right now. Malik Neighbors looks amazing. He looks like the best receiver to come out this draft. Even though Marvin Harrison seems like he's coming out a little bit more. He's doing more. I still expect Marvin Harrison to be great. I still expect Roma Dunze and all them to be really good as well. But it's clear cut that Malik Neighbors was the best. best
Yeah.
receiver. And you know what? I know the Giants get a lot of shit talked about them as far as like what happened on the Hard Knocks when they were doing the pre-draft thing and all that, but they made the right decision with the receiver. Malik Neighbors was the best receiver. So we got to give him a pat on the back for that too. Look, the Giants look good. If the Giants can get that defensive line the way it looks right here, the cornerbacks didn't play that bad. They actually stepped up. I know they gave up 2 TDs to Amari Cooper, but it wasn't like he had 200 yards or anything. It was 86
I mean,
yards.
and
So
it's Mari Cooper. Like, say what you
it's
want about
Amari
Amari
Cooper as
Cooper,
well
but
too. You know what I mean?
dude still gets busy.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? It's not like the Browns don't have other pieces on that
Mhm.
squad. So the way the Giants look, I know we talked a lot of mess going into the going into the season about the Giants. Look, I'm not gonna apologize for my thoughts,
No,
but I'm gonna say
no.
this, man. As a Giants fan, you should actually be a little bit on the uptick as far as like the confidence level in this team. You know what I mean? Like, I think Daniel Jones, as I said, if he can just get his confidence back and play a clean game, the Giants will have a chance to win
To win
games. Like,
games.
you have the explosive wide receiver, you have the running back,
Mhm.
you got the defensive line. Now there are
Mhm.
other things that do need to be worked on, but it's heading in a nice direction. Obviously,
Yeah.
Daniel Jones isn't going to be your quarterback after this year. I think no matter what happens, unless my man gets him to the Super Bowl, you guys are going to have another quarterback that's going to
Yeah.
be hopefully way more competent. So, look, man, as a Giants fan, you got to be a little bit on the uptick. And then even you said it, this division looks like dog shit. It
It's
looks like dog
terrible.
shit. I'm
It
sorry.
is bad.
I know we're going to talk about the Eagles and all that, but nobody in this division has impressed. You got a young
Mhm.
Commanders team that I do expect eventually one day will be competing for division titles.
Mhm.
But look, the Giants. This could be the Giants' year. This is a bad year where they just sneak in and win. They win a game or two against the Cowboys and the Giants
Mhm.
and the Eagles and all that, and they slip in and win the division. So hey,
Just
man,
bad.
shout out to the Giants with a big win.
Yeah, for sure. Green Bay end up being Tennessee 30-14. Malik
Yeah,
Willis had a really solid game, 13,
yeah,
19, 202, a touchdown. He also added 6 carries and 73 yards. Christian Watson had 2 catches, 67 yards. Jaden Reed at 50 yards. They had 18 sacks. Will Levis, Mr. Turnover Machine, 26 of 34, 266 yards, two
yeah.
touchdowns, and two INTs. D Hop, 6 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Look, man, Tennessee might be getting a new quarterback. Yeah, Brian O'Connor is on that sideline about to beat the hell out of Will Levis.
Yeah.
He just turns the football over, and he can't help himself. Like, and the crazy part about Will, I know I get Will Levis is shit, but there's Will Levis where you'll see a couple throws from Will Levis, and you're like, okay, we can build on that.
Hmm.
And they always see like 4 or 5 throws, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? What did you see?
Yeah.
That one he threw, man, when he just stared him down, just threw it to D
Hmm.
Hop. It was just like, what are you doing, man? You just staring him down.
Yeah.
You made that easy for the cornerback. So
Hmm.
shout out to Green Bay, man, for keeping the game. We was worried about Malik Willis, but we can tell the difference in coaching. No disrespect to Vrabel, but I always felt like Vrabel was never on board with Malik Willis when they drafted him.
Hmm.
Never on board. I
Hmm.
remember when he played his first preseason game, and yeah, he ran around and he won the game in preseason. And Vrabel then was like, that was good for the kid. He got the dub, blah, blah, blah. No, I wanted him to throw the football a little bit more. Da, da, da. I knew right then and there. I said, yep, Vrabel don't want him.
Hmm.
This is not a Vrabel pick. This was a GM pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they never was on board. And I just don't think he had good coaching. And we've talked about this circumstance. Where you play at. We're seeing it with some of the quarterbacks with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? Like where you go can hurt you. It can hurt
Hmm.
how you play, hurt your career. And
Hmm.
I just feel like Malik Willis is getting way better coaching in Green Bay with Matt LaFleur and all them. So
Hmm.
and he's looked a lot better. He looks confident. He's like a confident backup quarterback. That's what he
Yeah.
looked like. He could
Yeah.
be possibly Tyrod Taylor. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I was impressed with what I seen with Malik Willis. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Especially in this game. He looked a lot more. He was passing, had a nice balance of passing and running the football. That's what you
Uh-huh.
need from Malik Willis. And
Yeah.
he kept him afloat. You get Jordan Love next week, and you're still, right there in the division. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Mhm.
shout out to Green Bay.
Look, man, I know you. I know you're kind of hard on Will Levis, man. I know you are, but I think I'm gonna be on the positive outlook. Like he's still a young quarterback. I think he has the talents to be a starting quarterback. He does. He has the arm to be a talent. I just think he just needs to he needs to work on his mentals. He needs to work on his progression reads. He needs to stop making any idiotic throws. But look, man, that's on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
This is on the coaching staff. If they can get Will Levis right, you got a quarterback. There are, as you said, there are throws that he makes that a lot of people can't make. You know what I mean? And it looks really good. So he is a gunslinger. He's going to try to be a gunslinger. He's going to, sometimes, maybe he's trying to be Patrick Brett Favre esque when he just needs to be just be consistent. And right now, at his stages as a quarterback, he just needs to be consistent. He just needs to be consistent, learn his reads, and then throw the ball where it needs to be thrown. He doesn't need to do the extracurricular stuff because he's not ready for all that. Just stay consistent. So I get the frustration with the head coach in Callahan, but he needs to be patient in his own. He don't need to make rash decisions right now because who are you going to go to right this particular time?
I will say this, not to cut you off. I will say this about Tennessee. They need to develop a running game for him.
They do. They
They
do.
need to stop being so pass heavy with
They
this
do.
kid. Like
Yeah.
balance him out. He's young. You know he makes mistakes if he passes. He shouldn't be passing the ball 30, 40 times a
They
game.
need Derrick Henry. They need
Yeah.
Derrick Henry. They
Yeah.
should have resigned Derrick Henry. I like Tony Pollard. I like Tajay Spears, but they're not Derrick Henry. He needs somebody that's going to run the ball 20 to 30 times a game. That's who he needs. Play off the play action pass. So I agree with you. Like this is another reason why I don't get the Derrick Henry thing. But we saw with the Ravens, they finally got what they needed. But and then with the Packers, look, I'm so happy for Malik Willis. I'm so happy for him, man. This is, as I said, Bryce Young. Look at Malik Willis, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Get the hell
look
out
at
of
Malik
Carolina.
Willis. Get the fuck out of Carolina because they don't believe in you. And I get it. Carolina had a really good game with Andy Dalton, but that's a 14-year veteran quarterback to a year two on his second head coach, new system.
Yeah.
So Bryce Young, I beg you, get to a situation, get to a Sean McVay. Get to a guy like that who will develop you. Sean McVay will do wonders for your career, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, or anybody in that nature. You know what I'm saying? So, just look at that. But Packers, look, man, huge win. You got the big game next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm sure Jordan Love will be ready for that. I'm excited to watch that game. I'm really excited to watch that game because Minnesota looking like the best team in the league. But I know we're gonna get to that. But shout out to the Packers though. Big win on the road.
We got the Colts versus the Bears. Colts ended up winning 21-16. Caleb Williams was 33 of 52, 303, 13 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rome Dunze had a really good game, 6 catches, 112 yards and a touchdown. Cole Kmet, 10 catches, 97 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore had 8 catches and 78 yards. Anthony Richards didn't have a really good game. 10 for 20, 167 yards and 2 interceptions. Jonathan Taylor
Still ain't
had
getting
a
Rasheed
really
Rice.
game.
You still ain't getting Rasheed Rice for Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, 23 carries, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He won that game, not Anthony Richards.
He did.
This was a look. This is some bad quarterback play in this game.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
It was a bad quarterback. I was watching this game like, damn, Anthony Richards, man, that interception you threw in the end zone, that was probably the worst interceptions I've seen
It was bad.
ever. Like, who was you throwing it to, bro? The receiver was over in the corner. You just threw it right to the corner. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
The Colts defense saved Anthony Richardson because this game should have been if Caleb Williams' offensive line was worth a damn, they should have blew out the Colts.
Should have.
Because my man, I forgot the dude's name. The corner, he was making some amazing interceptions in this game.
He was,
two of them. Yeah, 2 of them. I was like, keeping you in this game, man. Y'all, there's no reason why the Colts should have won this game. Mm-hmm. No reason. The only reason why they won is because Jonathan Taylor broke a few runs.
Yeah.
He was killing them, especially in the second half.
Mhm.
But look, man, they got to fix that offensive line for the Bears, man. Or Caleb Williams ain't gonna make it, dog. He took a
Yeah.
hit yesterday. I thought it was over.
Yeah.
I thought he was not gonna get up. He
Yeah.
popped back up. I was like, gee, like
Yeah.
that right side is horrible. That's what it really is. That right side of the offensive line, they gonna get him killed. They need a chip, something. I don't know what they doing out there, but Caleb gonna get killed. Now he don't do them some favors sometimes because he escaped, and then that just comes from pass rush getting there, and so
Yeah.
he's seeing ghosts, so he escaped the pocket too quick. So sometimes he don't help matters because he always going to extend and jump back, and do all the moves, and sometimes that gets him in trouble.
Mhm.
But for the most part, his offensive line ain't doing him no favors at all. So
Yeah. I'm be honest. I wasn't really impressed with neither one of these teams. The Colts look terrible. I'm sorry. They look bad. Anthony Richardson has regressed even more. And we thought with him and the new coach, I thought there would be some better progression with Anthony Richardson. I know he's coming off the shoulder injury and stuff like that, and then I know he probably wasn't able to train as hard as he really wanted to, but it's not really looking good. Taylor got 23 yards, 110 yards, 23 carries, 2 TDs. Yeah, he looked good, but he's still not Rasheed Rice, dog. Sorry, he's not trade value to Rasheed Rice. We saw what Rasheed Rice did. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, uh, but look, Caleb Williams. Look, I think Caleb Williams will be an excellent quarterback. I think even off of this statistic, this is probably the 10th best statistic quarterback game in Bears history. Uh,
that's terrible.
he did throw for 363 yards. He was surprised he threw for 52 times. He had 2 bad picks, but he's still look. I get all the hype, but he's still a rookie. I said he's going through a terrible offensive line. Running game is not helping. Where's DeAndre Swift at? He has not been talked about at all. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this right now. DJ Moore, I need you to act better as far as being a leader. You need to stop pouting. You need to stop being distant. You need to stop being short with your quarterback. You knew what you was getting into. I get it that you wanted just Justin Fields to remain your quarterback. I understand that. That was your boy. You guys have had big games together. But we all know for a fact Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Justin Fields. We know this. He needs to be a better leader, bro. DJ Moore looks so it's so obvious that he looks miserable out there. But it's only the third game in the season. I get it. You haven't had your big game yet. They haven't even had Keenan Allen in the lineup yet. Matt Eberflus is who he is, man. We all think that
He's a good defensive coordinator. That's
right.
what he is.
He needs to be a coordinator, not a head coach. Let's just call it a spade. So Ryan Poles didn't do him no service by investing in all these receivers with no offensive line help. I get it. They drafted some, but they are still young. So look, man, if I'm a Bears fan, I wouldn't be too upset right now. I get it.
No.
This is not the start that you guys were hopefully wanted to have, but you guys have that guy. You guys have to have some kind of perspective in this, that this is still technically a young quarterback, a semi-young team. You do have one of the best cornerbacks in the league. You have the best receiving core, one of the best receiving cores in the league, even though it's not showing right now, but you guys do. You have one of the better tight ends, one of the better young talents. You guys will be okay. This is not your year. Understand it. This is not your even I may had y'all make the playoffs, but I didn't have y'all winning the Super Bowl. And because I expected this division to be a lot worse than what it is, which it's not. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was, which it happens every year. You know what I mean? When we predict shit. So look, man, Bears, look, even if you guys don't have a good year, you guys will get another high-end draft pick. You guys can add more offensive line pieces to help out with this team. So but I need DJ Moore to be a lot better leader because he's looking bad right now to me.
I agree. I don't like him, especially, the game before that, he throwing his helmet off,
Showing up the
pouting.
quarterback. Yeah, it doesn't help the situation, my man.
Stop doing that. Especially he's a rookie, man. What you expect? You know what I'm saying? I
Not
know
an
he's
8-year vet, man. Yeah.
And Justin Fields, yeah, I get it. That was your boy, like you said, but he gone. That's business. That's just the business, man. You gotta Call him on the phone, see how he doing. Yeah, he over at the Steelers. They 3-0 right now. We're gonna talk about them in a minute. They
Oh, yeah.
3-0 right now. He ain't worried about you right now.
And then honestly, you didn't have to re-up your contract when you did it. You knew the situation. You could have just waited to become a free agent, but you chose to resign and get that bread. So make
Mhm.
the best of this situation. Build up your young quarterback. He doesn't need to see you being distraught and pouting. No, he needs you to be uplifting. Do what you know. He's doing what Stephon Diggs is doing in Houston right now. Stephon Diggs, he got all the questions about like, oh, he ain't a leader. No, he's being a leader in Houston.
He
He's
is.
being a leader in Houston.
We're gonna talk about that.
So
We're gonna
give
talk about that.
Stephon Diggs all the fucking credit in the world. All the shit y'all talked about Stephon Diggs in Buffalo, like
Mm-hmm.
y'all need to be doing the same thing to DJ Moore. Because it's not like I get like look with Stephon Diggs, he had Josh Allen, who was an MVP style quarterback. So he can get mad at this motherfucker for him not getting him the ball. Because it's like, yo, you're Josh Allen. I expect you to be able to give me the ball. I'm your best target. But DJ Moore, he's a fucking rookie, dog. Chill out, dog. Chill
Mm-hmm.
out. I know you're not a bad dude, my G, but like you need to be better as far as a leader. Like that's what they
Yeah.
pay you to be as well. Minus also not as well as being a great receiver. You need to be a leader for that offensive side. They
I
need a
agree.
leader. That's what this team needs. This team
They
needs
do.
leadership. They do.
They do. Um, the Vikings. Oh Jesus. The Vikings put the beats on the Texans 34-7. CJ Stroud was 20 of 31, 215, a touchdown, two interceptions. Stephon Diggs had 10 catches, 94 yards. Nico Collins had four catches, 86 yards. And Tank Dell added five catches, 62 yards. Sam Darnold was 17 of 28, 181 yards, four touchdowns. I know he had got hurt, so that's why his stats were a little low. But he still had four touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 19 carries, 102 yards. Justin Jefferson, six catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. Um, Vikings are rolling, man. Vikings are rolling, dog. Kevin O'Connell is showing that he is you give him a competent quarterback, not to say
Yeah.
that Kirk Cousins wasn't, but you give him a competent and give him a defense. Brian Flores is going to be a coach now. He will be a head coach again next year. If
He's
this
turning into
defense
the
keep if this
he's turning,
defense keep playing like it's playing,
yeah,
he gonna be a head coach next year.
he's
Because
turning into the boogeyman on the defensive side as far as
man,
like it's
man,
crazy.
he gave CJ Stroud the problem. He gave him a problem
He turned him into Ricky
yesterday.
CJ Stroud. He turned him into a Ricky CJ Stroud. He really did.
If you haven't heard this, I don't know if you watched the soundbite when they played the 49ers, when Brock Purdy went up to him and said, "Man, your scheme, bro." Like he went up to him and was like, "Yo, your scheme is crazy."
Yeah. No, yeah.
So that lets you know Brian Flores is the real deal, man. So
Yeah, for
hey,
sure.
man, shout out to the Vikings, man. Shout out to Sam Darnold, man. So far revitalizing his career. Like
Hmm.
Justin Jefferson looks happy. You know what I'm
Aaron
saying?
Jones
Like,
looks like young
yeah,
Aaron Jones out
yeah,
there.
he
You know what I'm saying?
does,
You don't
man.
even
He
have
look like
they don't even have Addison yet. They didn't even have
yeah,
Addison yet.
that's what I'm saying. Like they get Jordan Addison, that offense gonna go to another level. Like
Absolutely, yeah.
they TJ Hawkinson when he come back,
When
like
he come back, yeah. Scary times, man. Yeah.
woo, yeah, the
Yeah.
Vikings, they're real, man. They are real because they got a defensive coordinator that's getting the best out of that defense. That offense is clicking at all cylinders. They got a great offensive line. They invested into that offensive line through the draft and free agency. Like I said, you got the best receiver. You got a quarterback who looks like he knows what he's doing out there. You know what I'm saying? Finally got the offensive pieces around him, a good organization, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying, that's trying to do
Yeah.
right by him, that believes in him. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
hey, man, watch out for the Vikings, man.
Yeah, like look, the Texans didn't have a good game, but I'm not really worried about them. They
No,
just ran into a buzzsaw. Like the
yeah.
Vikings are just super high right now. Sam Darnold looks amazing.
Mhm.
He had four TDs. I know he only threw for 181 yards, but he's in control of that offense. You just see the
Yeah.
confidence level oozing
Mhm.
out of him. And look, he's another one. Bryce Young, look at him. He's another one. He's just another one, man, where he just did not stop and gave up on who he thought he was. You know what I'm saying? He just found the
Mhm.
right coach. I think Kyle Shanahan and all them built him up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think there was another stop where I think what was it, the Panthers. I think the Panthers liked him a lot.
Mhm.
But I think being with Sean McVay, I think and being behind Matthew Stafford, I think it really helped him a lot too. So, and then also with not Matthew Stafford, but Brock Purdy
Brock
and them
Purdy.
with
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
49ers. So,
I knew what you meant.
so Texans will be fine. The Vikings, man, look, man. As I said, the game of the week next week has to be Vikings Packers, dog. Especially if Jordan Love's plays, it has to be that game. Hopefully we can see Jordan Addison back. I don't know what the conversation of him is like. He starts the week as questionable, then he just can't practice. So hopefully he's able to get going. I don't know when's Hawkinson supposed to be back in a couple weeks.
I think a couple weeks.
I think he's coming off that knee injury or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but man, Vikings look amazing, man. They look really, really good. They look like the best team in the league right now, and yeah, man, there's not much I can say about it. It's just they look good.
The Eagles end up beating the New Orleans Saints 15-12. Jalen Hurts it was 29-38, 311 yards and an interception. Saquon Barkley was awesome in this game, 17 carries, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert had 10 catches for 170 yards, and Devontae Smith had 7 catches for 79 yards. Put Derek Carr in them spots. Damn. You got Derek Carr stats.
Yeah. It was 14 for 25, 142 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception.
Look, man, I'm gonna say this. There'd be no reason why the Saints shouldn't have won this game. With all the fumbles, interceptions that they got.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time I looked up, and I'm like, how did they not score off that drive?
This is Derek Carr, man. This is Derek Carr.
What is going on today? Now, the defensive line for the Eagles did play a lot better. Josh Sweat was giving Derek Carr the blue. He was seeing he was hearing footsteps. Jalen Carter too. So I give credit what's credit's due. The defensive line started playing bad. And the key for the Eagles to have a great season is that defensive line got to get ramped up, or that secondary is going to be on the island.
Yeah.
And Darius Slay and all them, even though they had a pretty decent game, but still.
That's Bobby Flay. That's getting chef cooked all day.
Yeah. Still. Rashid Shaheed was still
Chris Olave, yeah.
But I thought, look, this was more about the Saints and Derek Carr more than the Eagles. I just think the Eagles don't look right, man. And look, I get it. They don't have AJ Brown, and once he gets back, maybe the offense looks a lot better. But still, is there something going on with Jalen Hurts? Nick Sirianni, the situational football is terrible. I don't like the feel of this Eagles team. It kind of looks like the Eagles team from last year, pretty much. They just look out of sorts. Like I said, AJ Brown come back, maybe that offense takes an uptick, but still, I'm not feeling this Eagles team. In New Orleans, they'll be fine. Their defense is really good. Derek Carr got it. He can't have another game like this
though. Look, man, this is the same Eagles team as last year. It just is. And you lost Kelsey, and you lost Fletcher Cox, and all those guys. So it is the same team. The Eagles need a culture change. I just think they need a culture change. Whether that's the coach, whether that's maybe possibly dangling Jalen Hurts as trade bait or something. I don't know. They need something.
Flores, come on down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? This seems like a Brian Flores style team, or even maybe a Ben Johnson style team. But I just think that the Eagles are just missing something. I don't know what happened last year where it just killed all of their. Like you could just tell, like they don't even play the same. Their emotions aren't the same. They don't even look like they're having fun sometimes. I thought the hit on Devontae Smith was disgusting. I think, and I don't even blame that on the player. I blame that on the refs. I really do. That whistle should have been blown dead a long, long time ago. He was already heading back like 5 yards before homie blasted him and blindsided. That should have been a flag. But yeah, Eagles. I have no faith in the Eagles at all. And Hurts looks at the point when he got benched for Tua. This is what Hurts was looking like with Bama. And but who you gonna bench Hurts for at this point? And then on top of that, you just gave him the contract. So and then with the Saints, man, look, this is a Derek Carr type of game, man. Like you're gonna have to take the good with bad. He was looking like the MVP style quarterback, but The moment Derek Carr starts feeling like he's seeing ghosts, it's over. It's over. It's over. He's gonna get that. He's gonna get rid of that ball. He's not gonna fight for yards. He's not gonna try to make big plays. He's missing throws. He's overthrowing it, underthrowing it. I think there was a play. I think Shohei could have caught the ball, but I think he dropped it or something like that.
Yeah.
But look, man, this Saints defense is still really good, man. I thought they were old and all that, but now this defense is still flying. Without Saquon Barkley, I think they win this game. Saquon was pretty much the savior.
Yeah.
So Barkley for Rasheed Rice. But but anyways, man, shout out to the Eagles won, but look, man, if you're an Eagles fan, I can't be too happy off this win. I really can't, because I don't see a promise going forward. I get you're gonna get AJ Brown back, but I don't know how much more he helps, especially if Jalen Hurts keeps turning the ball over.
Yeah, for sure. The Chargers lose to the Steelers 10-20. Justin Herbert 12 of 8, 125 yards and a touchdown. I know the ankle injury flared up on him. He looked like he's not going to be able to play next week.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins didn't have a really good game. 15 carries, 44 yards. Quentin Johnson, 2 catches, 44 yards and a touchdown. Justin Fields, he was 25 or 13. How many yards did Justin Fields have?
He had 245 yards passing.
A touchdown and an interception. Najee Harris, 18 carries, 70 yards. Calvin Austin, the third, had four catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. George Pickens had 5 catches, 57 yards, and they had 17 sacks.
Yeah.
Look, man, this Steelers team has a formula. Play great defense, run the football. Justin Fields make plays when we need you to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's kind of very Raven-esque.
Very simplistic. Yeah,
very Raven-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Just Lamar Jackson, just make some plays when we need you to. Throw it here.
I think Lamar's a better thrower than.
Of course. I'm just saying, like, the philosophy.
I know what you mean.
Very similar.
Yeah.
So, look, man, I think this Steelers defense is great. I do. TJ Watt, I think, is the best defensive end in the league right now.
Yeah.
There's some other guys you can make, already Nick Bosa's and guys like that, but TJ Watt is the reason why the Steelers win games. He's kind of like how his brother was in his early years with the Texans. Like, there were some years where JJ was the reason why they won some games. So TJ Watt ain't no different. My question with the Steelers is when they get a team gets ahead of them, a couple of scores, are they able to come back? They have the defense to stop somebody, but is Justin Fields able to really? Is he going to be able to drop back and pass the football and win you a game? And I don't know if he can do that yet. I don't know. I have to see it, but I don't think he could do that yet. So this team would always have to play with a lead.
Yeah,
they're always going to have to play with a lead. So, but kudos to the Steelers. They're 3-0, and they're on top of the division right now. But yeah, and as far as the Chargers go, they don't. Justin Herbert, man. If he ain't healthy, they ain't gonna win much. It is what it is. I think their left tackle is out. I think they're all there. I think Joe Alt got hurt. Like, they got injuries all across. Nothing new with the Chargers. They always hurt. So. This just, they just ran into a buzzsaw as far as the defense go on the Chargers. So it is what it is.
Nah, yeah. Look, man, I don't know why the Chargers played Herbert. I don't get it. Like, he was already hurt. He literally was literally a game time, and then he didn't even look right either. I don't know why you risked it, because now with a high ankle sprain, he re-injured it. I think he's going to be gone for longer than just a week. I think they just announced Joe Alt. He also is out for the Chiefs game as well. I think Adam Schefter just announced that as well.
Yeah.
So, look, they're going to go in limping. Another layup for y'all. Like, there's no way in hell y'all losing that game. So y'all going to be 4-0.
Don't be surprised.
Nah, y'all going to be 4-0. Nah, there's no way. As far as the Steelers go, like, I think they've had an easy schedule. I'm not gonna sit here in front. Like, yeah, I think they got a Falcons team that just had Kirk Cousins playing his first game off of Achilles. Then you had a Broncos team that just but it's not good. Even after the win, I don't think they're that good. And then you got a Chargers team with a banged up Justin Herbert. I agree with you, man. With the Steelers, this defense is the MVP. TJ Watt is the Mariano Rivera of closing for the NFL. Look, if this game, if it's a low scoring game, the Steelers will probably win because their defense is that great. I think they have the clear cut best defense. I think Minnesota honestly is probably rivaling them and the Saints. But look, man, their schedule. Obviously, they got the Colts next week. Colts aren't really doing anything. Like Anthony Richardson is looking. I would pick up the Steelers defense for fantasy because they're going to
Yeah,
get a lot of points.
you gonna get 2 picks.
Then you got the Cowboys going to Pittsburgh. You never know with the Cowboys with them. You just don't know. Then you got my Raiders. They're coming to Vegas, and trust me, I'm gonna talk about my Raiders here in a little bit. So look, and then their schedule is just not that hard. Honestly,
Yeah.
when you look at it, it's just not that hard. Maybe towards the back end of the schedule, it gets a little harder. But then, you never know. Maybe Justin Fields finally clicks a little bit more, or maybe Russell Wilson ends up starting or whatever. But Steelers, man, they're 3-0, man. They'll probably be 4-5-0, maybe even 6-0 going into week 7 or week 8, man. I would not be surprised. This is a Mike Tomlin team that looks like it's about to make the playoffs yet again, off with no quarterback. So, Steelers, man, y'all got the best of luck because any franchise with quarterback play like this, they would not be winning these games, bro. They would not. They would not. So,
they would.
Y'all should be fortunate for sure.
The Denver Broncos punched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the face, winning 26-7. Bo Nix 25 of 36, 216 yards. He also added 9 carries and 47 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Batty had 9 carries, 70 yards. Cortland Sutton, 7 catches, 68 yards. Baker Mayfield was 25-33, 106 yards, 163 yards, touchdown, and 1 INT. Bucky Irvin had 9 carries and 70 yards, and Chris Godwin had 6 catches and 53 yards. I wasn't expecting this. I don't even know how to explain this game. Like, this was like bad Tampa Bay. This was bad Tampa Bay. Like, Baker Mayfield didn't look right. It was just off from the beginning. Like, it was just like Broncos just looked like the better team on the field. They looked like they wanted to be there more. It looked like Tampa Bay didn't even want to be out there. I don't know if they looked over the Broncos or looked past them. Was like, we can play them. We can bring our C game and beat them. And they got the beats. So, shout out, hey man, Bo Nix. He played a clean game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was decent. I still think they're a bad team, but I just think, I don't know. Buccaneers, they got to go back to the drawing board. I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They got too much talent on this team not to be fine. But every team goes through this where they get punched in the mouth by a team, and hey, they got to bounce back from this for sure.
Look, man, I know Sean Payton's probably grinning ear from ear, and he's like, "Yo, see, this is what I was trying to tell y'all. This is why I outsmarted y'all." You know what I'm saying? Look, man. Broncos played a hell of a game. Their defense looked amazing. Bo Nix looked like a competent quarterback. You know what I mean? He did. So I'm not gonna, look. I'm just not gonna get too hyped over this. I think the Bucs just had a bad game.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield looked like the Baker Mayfield of Browns Baker Mayfield, where it just didn't look good. I think it just started off bad, but I think it had a lot to do with that defense. That defense looked like old school Broncos style defense, where they were just flying around. Like it looked like nothing was open.
Defensive line, man, they was all over them.
They're all over it. I wish Baker Mayfield would look at Mike Evans a little bit more. I don't know.
He loves Chris Godwin right now.
He loves Chris Godwin right now. I don't, but and when I was watching a little bit of the game, you could tell the frustration on Mike Evans' face where he felt like he was getting open, he wasn't getting the ball. But I think he needs to work on that as far as like evening out the spread of the ball with both of those receivers. I think if you have both of them working, it works way better. Bucky Irvin, he looked decent, you know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. I think the Bucs will be fine. I think it was just a bad Sunday. I think maybe they might have overlooked them a little bit, not expecting that kind of, because the Broncos, they had the most perfect start to any game of the week. You know what I mean? They went up, I think they went up 14-0 right off the bat or something like that. Yeah, man. But this, I still don't think the Broncos are a good team.
I don't either.
To be honest with
They
you. I
just
don't think
they're
they're
too devoid of talent, especially on the offensive side. Like,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
nah.
for sure.
But hey, shout out to the Broncos.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Uh, the Miami Dolphins traveled to Seattle, and you know it wasn't a contest, 24-3. Uh,
Hey, let's talk about with this one, dog. They miss Tua, dog. They do.
yeah,
They miss Tua.
it was just really not. Geno Smith, he played. He wasn't really all that great. I mean, he had two picks, but
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
It's
It
hard. It's hard to
really,
judge the Seahawks. I know they're 3-0, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to judge.
Like I said, and we said this coming into the season. It's all about Geno Smith on this team,
Yeah,
man, because they
it
got
is.
talent. Their
Mhm.
wide I could say this, and you can tell me if I'm a hot take on this. Their receiving core can match with a lot of receiving cores.
100%. Yeah,
DK
DK
Metcalf,
Metcalf.
Tyler Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba,
Mhm.
like, bro,
I like their tight end too. Their tight end,
yeah,
they got Noah Fant or something like
no
that.
offense, they,
Hey, he's
yeah,
there
no
too, and
offense,
I like Kenneth Walker has looked really good before he got hurt.
yeah.
And look at what Charbonnet did. He had 91 yards off of 18 carries with 2 TDs. You see the
Mm,
explosiveness in him. So, and then I love their defense. I love Tyron Woolen and all those guys, man.
Donovan Weatherspoon, they're
Yeah,
probably one of the two best
young
cornerback
quarterbacks in
tandems
the
you can
league.
get.
Yeah, yeah, they
Remember
could be the next.
we talked
They,
about cornerback tandems. Like, you lucky if you get a good solid one of them too. They got two ones they possibly get number ones in
they could be.
the
I'm not saying they're going to be Revis and Cromartie, but they could be the
No,
new versions of that. Like no one's Revis, but
yeah.
they could be a solid tandem, though. For real.
So, and their defensive line got better. So
Yeah,
um Seattle got pieces. It's just like I said, it's all
I got
about
seen against better teams though.
what
I got seen.
what Geno Smith are you gonna get?
Yeah,
Because Geno could look really good. He could look really bad.
absolutely.
So
It's got to be consistent.
yeah. Let's talk about the 49ers and the Rams, man. Look, man. Jeez. You know, shout out to my man, Juwan Jennings, man. He had a career day, man.
48 points in fantasy, boy. God damn.
My man had a career day, man. I mean, he's smiling from ear to ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just let the Rams just hang around.
Oh yeah, there's no way the Rams should have won this game.
And Sean McVay just inch by inch by inch. You left the door open? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they end up winning 27-24 to 49ers. Uh, like I said, Brock Purdy, he looked great. He looked great in this game.
Mm-hmm.
222, 30, 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jordan Mason looks like he's a really good running back. 19 carries, 77 yards. Jawan Jennings, 11 catches, 175 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It, we sure we paid the right guy? You might need to let Brandon Ayuk go.
It's too late now.
It's on picks for him because
It's too late
Jawan
now.
Jennings look like the dude right now.
It's too late. It's too late now.
And they did pay Jawan Jennings, like it paid him some pennies to come back. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but man, Matthew Stafford, uh, 16 to 25, 221 yards, a touchdown. Tutu Atwell, man, 4 catches, 93 yards. Kyron Williams had 24 carries, 89 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Shout out to the Rams, man, because they needed this win for sure, for sure. You know, you don't want to go down 0-3, especially in this division. So to get this, squeak this win out, man, this was a good win. San Francisco, look, I'm still not worried about San Francisco. Once they get all they always go through this period where everybody's hurt. Debo Samuels is always hurt. George Kittle always gets hurt. You know, it's always an injury on the San Francisco, and they go through this period where they lose a couple of games, and everybody's sky is falling for San Francisco. And then we look up, and it's December, and they're the number one team in the NFC. So I ain't worried about San Francisco one bit, not at all. You know, look, they lost to a division opponent that was desperate, and the Rams. Shout out to them. And Sean McVay is one of the better coaches in this league. And Kyle Shanahan, they know each other better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? They're boys. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey, man, sometimes you get got. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to slam the door shut on the team, or you let them hang around. They're gonna take advantage of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to the Rams.
Nah, man. Like, this just showed, the Rams, they don't quit on games, man. Matthew Stafford showed how great he can be. Kyron Williams, they did great. That defense, shout out to that young defense for holding its own. And they got the win, man. Brock Purdy was out there looking like Lamar Jackson running around for his life.
Yeah.
I got a little worried because Trent Williams went down. I didn't know if that was kind of bad too, but he was able to come back. This defense failed him. Let's just call it a spade. This defense failed him. The offense gave him everything. Juwan Jennings,
Mhm.
like I said, he had an all time game. But this defense failed him. That's just clear cut as that. Uh, Brandon Ayuk, man, like I don't know what to say about you, my brother. You held out all year for a contract that you deserved. I think you deserved it. I don't, maybe
Mhm.
not that much money, but you deserved it. You held out. You caused all this, commotion. Even you said you extended it longer than what it needed to be. You held out at training camp, so you didn't get no reps, no nothing. You got your deal, and now that everybody is down and they needed help, you were nowhere to be found. The most I saw you on camera was when you were trying to fight the Rams at the end of the game. My brother, what are you doing? You need to show up. You need to show up. Like, and then honestly, you missing training camp ain't even an excuse because CD Lamb missed training camp. He looked okay. He's been looking good. You know what I'm saying? He's actually, I'm not saying he's been putting up CD Lamb numbers that we're used to, but he's at least still relevant in the game. You're not even relevant in the game. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you are not getting open. I don't know if it's because Brock Purdy ain't looking at you. I don't know. I don't know. But so, and I do worry about this Niners team because they are really fitting the mold of the Super Bowl runner-up jinx style stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know when Christian McCaffrey's coming back, and the way it sounds like he ain't coming back anytime soon. You already got George Kittle with a hamstring injury. We know how hamstrings are. You got Debo already injured up. Trent Williams almost went down, and it looked like he was about to be out. Um, Now the defense is pretty healthy, but then again, we have seen Nick Bosa get hurt. We have seen Fred
Mhm.
Warner get hurt. We have seen their secondary getting hurt. We just got Hufanga back. Um, so I don't know, man. This team could be, I don't know, mentally just drained at this point. I don't know if they need some kind of spark, some kind of wake me up thing for them. But
Mhm.
the last thing I expected was this defense to choke like this.
Yeah.
Especially for how healthy they. It's not like they're not healthy. This defense is
Yeah.
healthy for the most part. I know they're missing Greenlaw, who is a big piece to that defense, but for the most part, they're pretty healthy. So, and then Hargraves, there's a couple clips out there of you, brother, not even attempting to try to push the line of scrimmage back. So it's not looking good, I would say. I'm not saying I'm like DEFCON 10, but I would be a little worried if I'm a Niners fan. It's not really looking good in games that you should be winning, even missing all these players and you're not winning. I think that's not a good sign. So, and then we just got to figure out when all these players are going to come back because if they keep dropping like this, I don't know if they're going to make it to week 8 the way at this rate.
Yeah, for sure. The Detroit Lions end up beating the Arizona Cardinals 20-13. Jared Goff
Mm-hmm.
18-23, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one pick. David
Mm-hmm.
Montgomery 23 yards or 23 carries, 105 yards, and a touchdown. Jameer Gibbs added 16 carries and 83 yards. Armon St. Brown had 7 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. And then the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, 21-34, 207, a touchdown, one pick. He added 45 yards on the ground. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 5 catches, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Michael Wilson had 8 catches, 64 yards. Um, uh, this game was, I don't think the score was kind of indicative of how close this game was. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think Detroit is just the better team. Um, they toughed it out. They couldn't really get nothing going in the second half, but still they toughed it out. The defense showed up when they needed to, and they ended up beating Arizona. Arizona, they're gonna Arizona. They're still a relatively young team. They still got young pieces over there. Um, Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are still trying to build their chemistry up. But I ain't too worried about it. You know what I'm saying? We didn't expect Arizona to make the playoffs or anything, but we did expect them to be competitive. And they're going to be in games like this a lot this season. I think their defense is a lot better than what people give credit for.
Mhm.
Uh, but shout out to Detroit. They needed this win after coming off the loss they had last week. So, you know,
Yeah. Nah, man. I think the Cardinals head coach, I forgot his name, but I think he's got them in a great direction. He's got them
yeah,
focused. As I said, me and you both have said it. Repeating what you just said is that this team is going to scare a lot of teams. Now, whether they win or lose those games, it's going to be dependent. I know they still have a lot of building to do, but this team is going to fight every game. And I feel like every one of those games is going to be 7 points or less. I don't see this team ever getting blown out. And then they do have some offensive pieces that are very explosive. Marvin Harrison, James Conner, and Kyle Murray. I love Kyle Murray as a quarterback. I know he had a bad interception in the end zone, but you know, every quarterback usually does at one point in time. But Lions big game, man. It's not really much to say. It was a really a good win for them. They needed this on the road, especially how their division is looking right now. They need every win that they can get. The scary thing for them is what's up with Laporta. He didn't look really healthy at the end of that game, so that's going to be a really big key for them to see how much time he's going to be missing, if any at all. I think they said it's a high ankle sprain or something like that. So a lot of high ankle sprains going on this year. It's kind of weird. High ankle sprains and hamstrings are seems like to be the key injuries this year going in. So
yeah.
hopefully Laporta can get back healthy, and because he's going to be a big key to their offense. But yeah, man, just a decent win on the road.
The Baltimore Ravens beat the Dallas Cowboys 28-25. The
Mhm.
score is not really indicative on this
Nah,
game. This was
no way. Nah,
Ravens
nah.
put the beats, and I'm mad at the referees for calling that dumbass roughing the passing call on Dak Prescott because you cost me my damn tickets. I had three already set. I
Yeah,
had all unders. All I
right,
needed
right.
was under 47 and a half. Anyway, but still, this look, man. I'm gonna say this about the Cowboys, and we talked about the Cowboys. We ain't think they gonna make the playoffs anyway.
No.
Um, yeah, they re-signed Dak. Yeah, they re-signed CD Lamb. Yeah. They need a running back because Elliott ain't it. He old, man. He ain't got that same. Now, if you want to use him in short yardage and goal line situations, that's fine. But they need to go get a running back. They need a matter of fact. I'll say this: they need another playmaker outside of CD Lamb. Because if he don't have 120 and two tubs, their offense looks bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks bad. And then that defense, that defensive line they get shredded like Swiss cheese with the
Hmm.
running game. They cannot stop the run to save their lives. You got you got Michael Parsons on the sideline. They cussing each other out. Him and Demarcus, was it Lawrence? They going back and forth. You got CD going at the neck. You got like they just all out of sorts on
Yeah.
the sideline. And Jerry, you need to go get Dak another playmaker, whether it be another running back who can give you some explosive plays out of the backfield, or you need to go get another wide receiver. Or y'all need another middle linebacker that can
Why
help
don't they
stop
just
that
try to
run.
get? Why don't they just try to get Amari Cooper back?
That's what I'm saying. Go get Amari
Why not
Cooper.
try to get Amari Cooper back, or even try to maybe get Ramondre Stevenson out of New England?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get like you have options there. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're right.
there's
Go ahead.
options out there. They got to pull. Like they could have had Derrick Henry. They could have tried to get Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
They could have tried to get a Devin Singletary. They could have tried to get a Keenan Allen. They could have tried to get you know what I mean? They had so many. Dallas
Calvin
Cowboys are.
Ridley. Good guy, Calvin Ridley. He over there rotting over in Tennessee. He would have been a good number
You
two.
could have drafted somebody. You could have drafted somebody. You could have. You could have. Like
Yeah.
give Rico. You might as well give Rico Dotto a shot. Like he's probably your most explosive running back that you have on your roster currently right now. So just you might as well give him a shot. There was a lot of people even thinking that he was going to be your starter. So and even some of the stuff that Mike McCarthy was saying about him in training camp, and yet he doesn't really play that much. Like we all know who Ezekiel Elliott is right now. As you said, he's a goal line look, for goal line, he's amazing. I think he can still get
Mhm.
TDs in the goal line, but for an every down back, Ezekiel Elliott is not it. Um, look, the Ravens looked really good, minus the end of the that fourth quarter. I don't even think that. I think they kind of put the foot off their gas. You kind of
They
heard
did.
Lamar Jackson kind of talk about it, and I think that's one of Harbaugh's problems. He doesn't like to put the foot on the neck of these teams.
Mhm.
That's why they have that record where they give up the. I think having 7 points or more in the fourth quarter, they've lost the most games out of any team with a 7 point lead or more. So I think that's one of his characteristics where he just likes to like kind of like weed out the clock. But and Lamar Jackson's saying like, nah, we have the momentum. Let's keep the momentum. If we win by 40, so the fuck what? This is professional sports. Like, so I agree with Lamar Jackson in that. Even with some of the videos you saw of him, Marlon Humphrey on the plane where he was filming Lamar Jackson didn't look too happy. Like, if I'm a Ravens fan, that makes me happy. Lamar Jackson
Mhm.
is not pleased, and he knows that they should be way better than what they are. So
Yeah.
that's the true definition of a leader. So like that's a player I would love to have on the Raiders, man. I wish we would have tried to trade for him, but man, shout out to Lamar, man. But I think the Cowboys have no hope, man. This team looks defeated.
Mhm.
Um, Dak Prescott is, trying to do his Luka Doncic, like, oh, if you want to quit now, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Your team is not it, bro. It's not. This division is terrible. That defense is terrible. You guys barely get pressure as it is. The cornerbacks, look, you guys have very opportunistic cornerback play, but Trayvon Diggs is not a lockdown defender. He's not.
Mhm.
Even my man that got hurt, who had all them pick
Deron
sixes and
Bland.
stuff. Yeah, I know he's not playing, but
He
he's
gets
not a lock.
smoked. He used to get
He's not a
smoked
lockdown
too.
defender. You know what I mean? You guys let go of Stephon Gilmore, who probably was your best lockdown defender. So, and your linebacker play is not really good. Like your best
No.
your best shot is your defensive line, but they're not getting any pressure. You know why? Because you guys are down by fucking 14, 28 points. So they can't get no pressure. So yeah, I don't know where the Cowboys go from here. You sign these players, you sign Dak, you sign CD Lamb. So I don't know where you get help from. Even if you could pull off a trade for one of these players, I don't even know if they even have enough cap room to even do it. So
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I just don't see any hope for this team.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. All right, man. Look, do you want to lay this up or do you want me to lay this up? Do you want me to lay
Go
the
ahead,
foundation?
man. Nah, you go ahead, do it. I'll come in. I'll let you rock.
So the Carolina Panthers beat their Raiders 36-22. Andy Dalton, 26-37, 319 yards and 3 touchdowns. Chuba Herbert had 21 carries, 114 yards. Deontay Johnson had 8 catches, 122 yards and a touchdown. Chuba Herbert had 5 catches, 55 yards and a touchdown. Garner Minshew, ooh, I ain't got
Trash.
no. Why they ain't got no? Damn, they ain't put his passing yards.
Nah, trash. That's all you need to know. Trash.
He didn't have nothing. Did he not have no
There's nothing. There's
yards?
nothing. There's nothing to talk about.
Oh,
Just
there it
trash.
is. I was like, damn, he had no yards. 18-28, 14 yards, a touchdown and an INT. Aiden O'Connor came in too, 9-12, 82 yards and a touchdown. Zamir White, 10 carries, 34 yards. Trey
Pathetic.
Tucker, 7 catches, 96 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby Myers, 7 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. Look, man, I don't know what to say, man. I really don't. I don't know what to say. It looked
I
like
can
you guys.
say it
It
all if
looked
you would
like
like.
you guys didn't want to be there. To be quite honest with you, y'all look lifeless out there. Like, and I get it. Panthers is coming in with the world me against the world type deal going on. We got the backup quarterback Andy Dalton, the old guard coming in to play quarterback. But it just looked like they played for Andy. Like they looked like they was amped up, ready to go. I don't know if that's a bad omen on Bryce Young, and another reason why he need to get the hell out of Carolina. But and I do think that that high ankle sprain on your boy Crosby, I think that affected him in that defensive line a lot. Not getting pressure on Andy
Mhm.
Dalton like you guys. I know you guys can. So I personally don't think you should have played him. I get it. He's a tough guy. He's a defensive player. but I don't think you guys should have played him. But I get it. Um, I don't know, man. It just looked like I don't know if y'all overlooked Carolina. I don't know, but I wasn't expecting this. I really wasn't. So the floor is yours, man, because I ain't got nothing. I don't know what to say.
All right, man. Look, man, the Panthers. We made the Panthers look like the fucking Kansas City Chiefs out there, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. 36-22 don't even do it justice. We those were all bullshit TDs anyway at the end. So we really lost like 36 to like 10 or whatever it should have been. But uh look, man, this team is fucking pathetic. I gotta say it, man. This team is fucking pathetic. Uh as a Raiders fan, this is no different from last year. This is nothing no different. Um I know I put a lot of praise on our defense, but it looks like it's Max Crosby or bust with this defense. It really did. Christian Wilkins was a no-show. Tyree Wilson, yet again, is a fucking no-show. Jack Jones quitting on plays. We got Devontae Adams dropping fucking balls. We got Gardner Minshew missing throws. We got Zamir White, who looks like the worst fucking running back in the goddamn league. We got our offensive line that looks just more abysmal than what the Bears even have. So what's going on? We have a head coach that has no scheme. We have an OC that has no scheme. Like, his play calling is fucking atrocious. All AP has done is try to be like rah-rah guy, but that's all I've seen. You already have players quitting on you that said that it was AP or trade. If you're supposed to be the guy that's supposed to be the leader to change the culture, what culture have I seen change? This is the same fucking Raider team that has been the past 5 years with Josh McDaniels, with John Gruden. Tell me how it looks any different. We average 51 yards a game rushing. You know how bad it is? We haven't seen anything like that since before 2000. That's how bad it is. We have talent on this team, but it doesn't look like we know what we're doing. It's bad when you have a head coach that is literally saying in week 3 in his first season that's supposed to be the guy that be the culture changer, the players coach literally saying players are quitting on this team already? People are making business decisions already? So we literally gave up hiring John Harbaugh for AP for what? For this? I know it's only week 3, but it looks like your team is already quitting on you at this fucking point. After a win against Baltimore. This is the showing that you're doing. Don't tell me it's Andy Dalton coming in. We don't know what Andy Dalton has 14 years to take. Tell me what is going on with this team. AP, I need you to be a head coach, not just a rah-rah guy. I like you, my G, and I'm trying to root for you, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Every decision, you have made some bad decisions. We're not going to talk about the fourth down, and we're not going to talk about the fourth down play in the first game. We're not going to talk about you playing Max Crosby when knowing he wasn't even healthy. He's probably even more hurt now, so he's probably more likely not going to play next week. None of our draft picks look like they've been, minus Brock Bowers. Jackson Power, I think he'll be good, but and it's like we couldn't pick a quarterback. We won all these games last year to still not have a quarterback. Devontae Adams still looks miserable out there. I don't want to hear anything from players or head coaches. I'm tired of the rah-rah speeches. I'm tired of we need to change this. I'm sorry, Raider Nation. Ain't nothing changed. I want y'all to stop talking and just be it. We have a fucking goddamn team in our own division who's just fucking winning every fucking year. You have the template right there, but you guys choose to not do it. You guys choose to make stupid decisions. We got Mark Davis who don't do nothing. What are we doing? And any Raider fan that's out here trying to say you need to be patient. Bro, I've been patient for 20 years, my guy. I'm over this shit. I'm tired of being looked at as a pathetic organization. We look like the worst organization right now. And then there's a lot of bad organizations out there, i.e. the Panthers. The Panthers was considered the worst goddamn organization. And we got drubbed by the Panthers. You know how bad that is? Cris, what did we just talk about last week on how bad the situation with Carolina is?
Yeah.
And we didn't even lose. It wasn't like we lost by a miracle. We got our asses kicked. So as a Raider fan, how do you expect anybody to feel but like the worst? Right, we as fans, we have to be in the worst position because we have a lot of talent that they don't know what to do with. We're stuck with a head coach that has no experience. When we literally had Harbaugh right there waiting, a guy that's been proven, but you had the whole goddamn team screaming out either hire AP because he allows us to do what we want to do, or we're gone. I don't care at this point. If that ever happens again, trade him. I don't care if it's fucking Max Crosby or anything like that, because this is pathetic. You guys screamed all this just to give us this kind of showing? And we're lucky we even won one game. We should have lost against the goddamn Ravens. We look pathetic until the fourth quarter. So what are we talking about? This team looks pathetic. It looks even worse. It looks even worse than when it was with Josh McDaniels. Our defense looked a little bit better, and I was trying to keep hopes, but come on, man. What are we talking about? This is pathetic, bro. And I'm tired of watching this team, and I'm over this shit. Like, I'm over it. This team is fucking pathetic. They need to lose every game so we can get a fucking quarterback. And if AP ain't the guy, change it. Like, get it right. Get it right. That's it. Like, this team needs to change its mentality. If people are already quitting after week 3, if people want to make decisions after week 3, we got bigger issues than just having a bad O-line or having a suspect defense or a suspect running game. We have a lot more issues at that. Coming from a guy that's supposed to be a player motivator. Jack Jones is your guy. And we look like this, and he's talking about making business decisions, and he's looking like he's quitting on plays, not wanting to tackle nobody? Come on, man. What are we talking about? Everything should be on the books at this point. Trades, benchings. If Devontae Adams wants to get out of there, trade him. Trade him to the Jets. Trade him to the Commanders. Trade him to whoever. Trade him to the Cowboys. I don't care. This team looks fucking pathetic. And any Raider fan that's it tells me that it's going to – I haven't seen it for 20 years, so let me know when it happens. I'm done.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. What y'all play next?
We play the Browns. We play the Browns out here. So, like, we'll see. Like, we'll see. I'm tired of the talking. I'm tired of all the talking from any Raider, dog. And I've been trying to be the most positive one, but I'm being a realist right now. I'm tired of the talking.
At home or what?
It's at home. Yeah, it's at home. Yeah. I'm tired of talking. Just be it. Like, we should be like, I don't know if we're gonna beat, like, Deshaun Watson look like he might have a 300 game. He might look like old Deshaun Watson the way we're playing. Like, if we lose to the Browns, I don't know, bro. I don't know where you find the hope from this team. I really don't, because
is it Lakers season if that happens?
Oh, look, man, it's Lakers season, bro. I get it. It's only week 3, but dog, don't you think it's a problem that you already have players like if your head coach after week 3 is already saying he's already seeing players making business decisions and he's supposed to be a player's head coach? How bad does that look?
Yeah. And calling out players, calling out the OC, like, yeah.
Like, tell me, you're the outside looking in. I'm telling you all this stuff. How does that look? We look pathetic, don't we?
That looks bad.
It looks bad. And you're supposed to be the head coach that's supposed to not let this happen. This is everything that happened with Josh McDaniels. So tell me how it's different. Yeah. Devontae Adams, it's only a matter of time before Devontae Adams asks for a trade. It's only a matter of time before the way he felt last year with Josh McDaniels. I think he's trying to be more patient because it's Antonio Pierce. But my guy, really? Like, and it's sad because these players scream for AP. But yeah, you're still playing like you're playing for fucking Josh McDaniels. Like, come on, man. Make it make sense. This is kind of like the same, I hate to say it, but this is like, inmates running an asylum type bullshit. You allow them to pick the head coach now, and then this is what we're getting. So AP, like, be better, because at this point, everything you preach ain't happened. The ill intent ain't there. You the same motherfucker that wanted to punt on 4th and 1 on your side of the field. That's not ill intent. That's not having no fear. The only time we talk is when we beat the goddamn Chiefs. That's the only time we ever step up. That's the only time we look like a real team is against the Chiefs. We need to start worrying about them and start worrying about us. Yeah, we could beat the Chiefs. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But we beat them. But yeah, you know what happens? He wears another fucking goddamn Super Bowl championship hat. I gotta see that again. Like, come on, dog. What we talking about, bro? I'm tired of excuses from this goddamn team. I'm tired of patience. I get it. It's his first year, but this is ridiculous, bro.
No, I hear you. I hear you, player. All right, Sunday night football. Kansas City Chiefs travel to Atlanta. They win 22-17. Patrick Mahomes 26 of 39, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Carson Steele had 17 carries and 72 yards. Rasheed Rice 12 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. Uh, Kirk Cousins 20 of 29, 230 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Tyler Algier had 7 carries, 32 yards. Bijan Robinson had 16 carries, 31 yards, and a touchdown. Drake London had 6 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. Darnell Mooney, 8 catches, 66 yards. And Kyle Pitts had 2 catches for 59 yards. Uh, Look, man, I need Patrick Mahomes to stop bullshitting around. Play a
What's
little
it matter?
better.
Y'all winning games. What does it
No,
matter?
no,
What does
no,
it matter?
no,
What does
no,
it matter?
no,
Come on,
no.
man.
It's gonna bite us in the ass. He keep making these dumb ass picks, man. This is third week in a row he threw a bad pick. Justin Simmons just got a voodoo curse or something on Patrick Mahomes because we all knew Chiefs Kingdom like any Justin Simmons anytime interception
Yeah.
because it's like his sixth interception. He's got his number or something.
Yeah.
Look, I love what I saw from Carson Steele.
He looked good, man.
He looked good. Rasheed Rice is the number one wide receiver. He's the number one
I'm
weapon.
close.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
I'm close.
Travis Kelsey, you gotta step it up, baby. You gotta step it up, dog. You gotta step it up. You know what I'm saying? And look, yes, I hear you. We won the game. We won the game, but dog, we can't just be dependent on Rasheed Rice. We can't, because eventually teams are gonna catch on to that. You know what
I
I'm
don't know how
saying?
they haven't count on to it now. Like
That's what I'm saying.
y'all got Xavier. Like the only thing y'all do with Xavier Worthies is like reverses or like
And I'm sick
screens.
and tired of that shit too, because it's like, come on, Andy. Even
Yeah,
Andy on the presser today was like, "Oh well, we had routes for him, but I pulled them back." I'm like, bro, why?
because I don't think he trusts him running routes right now. I don't think he does. I think all he can do is run straight and screens and reverses. I think they're just more trying to utilize his speed. But
I
continue.
hear you, but come on, man, come on, dog. You gotta take the training wheels off, man. Hollywood's down, bro. He ain't coming back maybe till December, January, if he does come back. You know what I'm saying? Like Travis, he gotta get out of his own head right now. I'm not sitting there like Travis he's said some routes where he's gotten open, but for whatever reason, him and Pat ain't on the same symmetry right now. They ain't on the same page. That chemistry that we all know from Pat and Travis, they ain't there. And Pat, he a little off. His accuracy is off. He throwing behind players and shit like that. Like he got to get his shit together because it's gonna bite us in the ass one day. It is. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bite us in the ass one day. So, and we all know the margin of error in the NFL is this slim. It is very slim.
Not for y'all. Not for
Yes,
y'all.
it is. Yes, it
Not
is.
for y'all. Not for
And
y'all.
yes, I know that. I know what you gonna bring up. Yes,
I wasn't even gonna bring it up. I was
The
gonna let it
Kyle
rock.
Pitts thing was a pass interference. Yes,
What?
Cook should have got a flag for that.
Yes, it is.
But they made up for that shit on that last drive.
I don't want to hear about it. It's situational football, dog. I would
They
rather
made
take.
up
I would
for
rather
it.
take that one. I'd rather be on the 1 yard line than getting makeup calls all the way back from the 20. Like, and then on top of that, I don't have timeouts like I used to. I'm damn near in 2 minute offense. It's not the same, brother. You know it's not.
Still, they still could have won the game right there. Why are you wanting a stretch play when you know
Oh
we've
my
been
god! Don't get
stopping
me
it all
started on
game?
that. Don't get me started on that. That was the
Why are
dumbest
you
fucking play call.
why are you running a stretch play when we've been stopping it all game? we have been,
Your
we
cornerbacks couldn't stop no receivers, dog. Like fucking Darnell Mooney was going off. Like,
I'm just
yeah, I'm sorry.
saying, why are you running a stretch play when you see Bijan is only getting 1.9 yards a carry? Alger ain't doing much better.
Why are you tempting fate with Chris Jones? Why are you tempting fate? That's the one nigga on defense you stay away from. That's like oh I'm gonna run a play right to TJ Watt, right to Max Crosby, right
But
to
you want to know
like
what's so
that
crazy?
just sounds
But you want to
dumb.
know what's so crazy about that last play? Chris Jones wasn't even on the field.
I know, but still though, like
And
that's
Nick
like
Bolton said it. Nick Bolton said they ran that shit earlier. I recognize it when he ran it.
I get it. Chris Jones wasn't even on the play, but that's still your strength of your defense is
Yeah,
that a
no.
defensive line. Why even test that out? But
And-
Bijan couldn't run all day.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't do shit all day.
We
Them
could.
cornerbacks was getting cooked all game. I'm sorry, they was. Darnell Mooney had a game. Why are you not trying to feed Kyle Pitts? I still don't get it. I still don't
Yeah, because
understand
we're
what they're
terrible
doing with
against
Kyle
tight
Pitts.
ends. We're
And
terrible.
Drake London, like yeah, it was a pass interference. And then Kirk Cousins, if he would have threw it a little higher, that's a touchdown too. Like Kirk Cousins had some bad balls, man. But
Yeah, he did. He did.
Sorry,
Because
I
he
didn't
kind
mean
of
to interrupt.
the Kyle Pitts one, he kind of shorted it. Like he was hella underthrown.
Yeah, even the last pass, even the fourth down when it was a weak thrown ball. It was just a terrible thrown ball.
Yeah, it was
And that play call was just it was fucking atrocious, man. That stretch play was terrible, bro.
Yeah, it
like
was
we
bad.
all knew. Once I saw they were doing, I was like, it's over. They won.
My man, shout out Nick Bolton, shout out to Cannon. Like, yeah, I know this play.
Yeah, no, even coming off the back injury, man, which looked a little, which should be nervous, and you know what I'm saying. So, but man, look, I get what you're saying, brother. I hear you. I know. Look, I hear what you're saying, brother.
I'm just saying. It could bite you in the ass, dog.
Nigga.
look. I know you be thinking I'm tripping because we winning.
You are tripping. You are tripping.
I'm tired of these close ass games that shouldn't be close.
It don't matter. Y'all stay winning all these. I'm even tired of hearing Andy Reid. No, I don't want to deal with that because it's bad. Nigga, shut up. You know you're gonna win this game. You know you're gonna win this game. Stop. Stop. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know for a fact you're the only team where everything goes the right way. You guys get the bounce. Yes, you do. Stop. Chris, stop. Chris, stop. I'm telling you right now. You have to stop, brother. You have to stop.
Can I say something? Can I just say one more thing?
Go for it, my brother. Go for it.
Look, man, I love Patrick Mahomes. I think he's the best in the league right now, still. But I think teams are starting to catch up to the antics, man. They're starting to catch up to the tricks, man. They starting to catch up. That magic that you had. I ain't saying you ain't got it no more, but some of them tricks they ain't seen it. They saw that card before. Oh, you gonna pull the card out of his pocket? Yeah, yeah.
Look, man. Patrick Mahomes ain't throwing the ball like he used to. Like as far as like the yardage stuff like that, he's not throwing for 400 yards anymore. That's not happening right now. Travis Kelce is getting older. I've been said this. He's just it's not going to be the same Travis Kelce. Like yeah, he's going to still have good games. He might even have a great game or two. Yeah. But it's like LeBron, bro. It gets to the point where Father Time is just going to hit you, bro. You're not going to be great at all times. Rashee Rice is a fucking problem. Yeah. He should be fucking suspended, but he's not. He's not. Okay? And look, he's right now he's at least top 5 receivers in the game right now. I would put him up there with the Justin Jeffersons and the CD Lambs. I would, because this man is consistent. This man is consistent. He is a problem. Rashee Rice is the problem. Look, Xavier Worthy, like he's very explosive, but you can tell he's very limited. And Andy Reid is really showing his ass with that. Because if he did trust him, what perfect time but to show him now? You know what I mean?
Because like, Andy Reid don't trust rookies, man. He don't.
But it gets to a point in time where you don't have enough weapons, where you got to use your best weapons. So Andy Reid is not dumb. I get it. He doesn't like rookies, but it gets to a point where, okay, I know he's talented. Let's give him a shot. Honestly, the best time to actually try him out on routes and doing everything is probably next week, because the Chargers ain't going to have nobody to do anything with. Y'all know y'all going to win the game. Justin Herbert's not playing. So you might as well give him a couple routes and just see how he does. Like, if he doesn't use Xavier Worthy next week, then I really think he's trying to tell y'all Xavier Worthy ain't ready to do all this right now. He's just not. We're gonna get him on some trick gadget plays, maybe a couple screens, and maybe like a streak down the field. But that's about it. Carson still looked good. He looked really good. He's not Isaiah Pacheco, but
No.
he looks very similar to him. He's a very powerful back.
Mm,
Look, man, the Chiefs are just gonna find ways to win games, bro. It's the reality. I hate to say it, like it just is what it is. Teams honestly have to stop playing dumb against this fucking Chiefs team,
I
and it's
agree.
not like they're doing anything fucking crazy. Like I've seen this before. Like this team looks very similar to what it did last year and the years before that. It's just you're getting an older Travis Kelce.
Mhm.
So I think these teams try to. I think the problem with teams going against the Chiefs is they really want to try to outsmart the Chiefs instead of
They
just
do
trying to beat the
like
Chiefs.
beat the Chiefs.
Like you
Yeah.
know what I mean? They try to feel like they want to out. Bro, don't try to outsmart them. Just you go to your game plan and stick to it and beat them. It's kind of hard to outsmart Andy Reid. Andy Reid is probably the best coach in the fucking league. Like the only one that might be able to outsmart him is probably Sean McVay and maybe Kyle Shanahan. But even Kyle Shanahan has had problems with Andy Reid and all his problems, and Steve Spagnuolo and them. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Mhm.
bro, like, stop trying to outsmart the Chiefs. Stop trying to be the Chiefs. Like, just be you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We have seen teams be themselves and beat this team. My Raiders were themselves and beat this team. We didn't try to be the Chiefs. We were just us. So, like, and we fucking suck. so like, so like, look, man. I think that's the thing with these teams, man. They just be trying to think they want to outscore them, outplay them, outfancy them,
Mhm.
outbe them. No, like stop trying to get in your head and just be yourself. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the only way you can beat this team. Because I think the Chiefs are just in a lot of teams' head at this point. I think they are.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, for sure.
Even with the referee and shit. And I know you may not disagree with it, but I even guarantee you that a lot of teams feel the same way as far as like you guys are going to just get the favorable calls. It just is what it is. And I get it. You're going to say, "Oh, well, what about this play?" And
No,
I
I'm not.
understand that. I
I'm
think
not gonna say that.
everything is situational, and the
I
impact of some calls are bigger than others. That's just
mm,
me, but
is
I think
look.
teams feel that. I think teams feel
Look,
that.
do I like the fact that these damn calls always happen in certain situations? Because I got to hear your goddamn mouth and other people's mouth, fucking primo at work, shit, talking shit to me and all this stuff. I got to
Yeah.
hear all
I
that.
just want
I
y'all
don't-
to admit it. I just want y'all to admit it. That's all. And it's
But look,
okay. Like
man,
you're champs. You guys are gonna get those calls. That's been sports. That happens in
yeah,
NBA. That happens in baseball. That happens in hockey. That happens in all sports. I just want y'all to
yeah,
admit it.
I do admit it.
Even in boxing, we even see it in boxing all the time. Like, yo, you got to knock the champ out to beat him. You can't just win on the scorecards, baby. You got to knock these motherfuckers out
Can't just
because
jab them all day.
the judges are always going to side with the champs. That's just
Yeah,
what I'm saying. That's all. It ain't no different, and you know this, but you hate to admit it. Y'all
no,
Chiefs fans hate to admit it.
no, we don't.
Oh my god! All right, man, you got it. You got it.
We were. We embraced the referees. No, we had a Patriots fan come in today. And homie was like, "Man, how did y'all deal with that, man?" I was like, "Look, man, you just had to deal with the shit, man. It is what it
Yeah.
is."
Mm-hmm.
But whatever.
I
All
dealt
right,
with
man.
that as a I did it.
Who is your best team and best player this week?
So best team, best player. Let's see what I got. So best team. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man. It was either between the Vikings or Broncos. I know the Broncos aren't a great team, but they probably had one of the better performances yesterday. But that Vikings team was very special yesterday, so I got to go with the Vikings with the team. And as far as player, it has to be Jennings, bro. It has to be Jennings. I was going back and forth between either him or your boy Rasheed Rice, but Jennings had an all time great game, so I had to go with him.
Best team. I'm gonna agree with you and say the Vikings. They look like a well-oiled machine over there. We talked about it. Best player. I'm gonna go with Saquon. I'm gonna go with
I'm not mad.
Saquon. He had a
I'm not
great.
mad.
He won that game for the Eagles, and he had a bounce back game after dropping that pass. Even though I don't put all of that on him for losing that game, it was other factors that lost him that game. But
Mm-hmm.
Saquon had a bounce back game, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns. Can't complain about that.
Not true that.
You got a Buffalo fan. Hello, Alicia.
All right, go Bills, go Bills.
Yeah, I better win tonight. Um, worst team, worst player this week.
Worst team, Raiders. Very easy. Worst player, Jack Jones. Enough said. I already went on my rant.
Worst team, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay because they got punched in the mouth by the Broncos. Worst player, yeah, it's difficult. Who had a bad game this week?
Baker, Derek Carr.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield. He didn't show up today. He didn't show up yesterday, so
Should be a Raider. Should be a Raider.
he would fit y'all.
AP need to be on that too.
All right, man. Let's do flowers of the week, man.
Yes, sir. So flowers of the week. I got two. I got a cool little two. First one goes to Cam Bynum of the Vikings. Yo, shout out to you. You probably had the best dance celebration when you hit the usher. You know what I mean? So if you haven't seen that video, go watch it. Shout out to you. That shit was funny as hell. And then obviously, number one, it has to go to Asia Wilson for being unanimous MVP. Shout out to the GOAT of the WNBA, MVP, third time MVP. Shout out to that queen, man. She deserved it. If you haven't seen her speech and all that, it was very beautiful, especially when she started talking to the team in the locker room. So, shout out to Asian, man. You deserve it. You deserve all the flowers this week.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Asia Wilson, yeah, MVP. She deserves it. She's on a trajectory to be on that GOAT conversation. And she's the best player, and it's not even close. Not even close. So
Nope.
shout out to her, man. All right,
My hell no goes to Sony. So people haven't seen. Sony announced their PS5 30-year anniversary for the PlayStation Pro, where it looks a lot like the OG PlayStation. I give them a hell nah, not because of that, it's because of how limited the units are to try to get one of these things. I know a lot of people were kind of on the fence for getting the PS5 Pro, but I think if they would have opened this a little bit more of having a chance for everybody to have the availability to get this collection, I think they would have seen a lot more sales. I think they limited it to only 12,300 units for the actual console. I think that's pretty weak. You already have scalpers already asking for $10,000 to even have a chance to try to get the goddamn console. I think that's fucking insanity. Look, man, if PS5 wanted to kind of keep it somewhat limited, I think they should have did like kind of like a deadline kind of thing, like give people a lot of opportunity, give them like 2-3 days or something like that, 72-hour window to purchase this. We all know it's going to probably be about $1,000, but give people a chance. Everybody's been clamoring for a PS5, PS1 looking kind of version of a PS5 with the gray and reds and all that, the OG look. So I think Sony did a disservice with that. You know, we all know about the resellers killing the markets for a lot of things, shoes, tickets, and now stuff like this. So I think it was a bad move, man, especially with all the bad publicity they got with the PS5 Pro, and a lot of people not interested due to pricing and other things. So they get my hell no.
My hell no goes to the Cincinnati Bengal defensive back. They got
Why?
the flag on him.
Oh my God.
My man said he's not gonna forget this game, and he's gonna have Travis Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes at his screensaver.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
You would be happy for Max Crosby to say, "I'm gonna have Patrick Mahomes draft Kelsey as my screensaver, so I can remember."
He's using that as motivation, right?
Well, first of all, you should put Rasheed Rice in there because that's who you did the penalty on, sir.
Why do you hate the Bengals so much?
I can't stand them. They're dumb. They're stupid. All of them. Yeah, but man, I saw the clip. I know it was just a clip. I saw my man Jamar Chase on there with Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark asked him, "Do you want to retire as a Cincinnati Bengal?" He was like, that's a good question." No, that means a no.
No, he don't. He ain't got a contract yet. We all know the answer to that. When he gets his contract, he'll sing a different tune.
He ain't gonna be a Bengal. We don't trade him.
This guy.
But that's my head.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
All right, man. Another show in the books. We had a long one
Mhm.
today.
Yeah, good solid one, man.
Mm. Well, we got to give our shout outs.
Yeah. Shout out to Magnet. Introduce yourself to Magnet, the ultimate sports drink. Are you ready to take your performance to the next level? Do you want a sports drink that eliminates the muscle cramps and fatigue when you're working out or training? Meet Magnet, the sports drink designed for athletes who refuse to settle for mediocrity. I know you're asking, why Magnet? It's power packed electrolytes and it rehydrate and restore balance with their scientifically formulated blend with magnesium that fights fatigue and boosts endurance. It has natural ingredients made with real fruit extracts and no artificial colors or flavors because your body deserves the best. It has delicious flavors like mixed fruit and watermelon that keep you revitalized and ready for action. It will boost your performance with essential vitamins and minerals. Magnet fuels your workouts, helping you crush your goals. Join Magnet whether you're training, competing, or simply staying active. Magnet is your go-to refreshment for peak performance. You can order it now in our direct link at drinkmagnet.com. Also, you can use the promo code Cris to get $5 off your purchase. So, go out there. Shout out to Magnet, man. Support Magnet, man. Make sure you use that code to save a little cash, man. So shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Mac. Okay. Whatever streaming platform you use, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, whatever you use to listen to your podcast on, Crystal Mall Podcast is available. Go ahead and follow us. Also, if you're first time watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. So when we go live on Mondays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you can jump in the lives with us. You can talk in the comment sections, talk about these topics with us. We want to hear from you because we want you guys to be a part of this show just as much as we are. So subscribe to the channel. And whatever social media platform you use, whether it be X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, uh, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, all of them, follow us at Crystal Mall. We're just some regular guys who like talking sports and music and all the other good stuff. We will follow you back. And if you have a critique or feedback, or if you have a question or a topic you want us to bring up on the show, and we like said question, we will bring it up on the show. We will shout you out because we want to show love to those who show love to us.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and follow us. And yeah, man, hit us up in DMs, email, or in the mentions. All right.
Like Alicia did.
All right, good people. Until Wednesday night, we out.
Later.